In the ring we stand tall, words of blades that never fall, debate like warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. In the ring we stand tall, words of blades that never fall, debate like warriors brave. Every thought we give and save. Through the noise we cut clean, spirited mind sharp and keen. With a spark that lights the night, join us in this epic fight. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by lore. Dive in deep and search for more. From heartfelt talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light. In the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the Spartan Arena, where minds clash and thoughts clean. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena, there's no chance to escape the fight by lore. Dive in deep and search for more.
Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Hold on a second. Let me get my partner on.
Your mic.
Can you hear me?
Okay, now I can hear you because it
We weren't having a discussion. We weren't having a discussion before we came live. I can tell this.
Yeah. Make sure you're talking into the mic. Your volume sometimes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Just make sure you're talking directly into the mic because
No
it falls off.
Forgive me, guys. How you doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's the middle of the week again. It is Wednesday. How you guys doing? I hope you survive whatever madness this country or whatever you are give to you. So we're here to get this type of discussion. Either entertainment or he got about to go ballistic because he found out some information about this particular part of this franchise that we didn't even start this show yet, and his fuse is already lit already. I'm like, God damn. I wish I could have put a time freeze on that lit moment and hold off for it.
All right. There we go. Cameron want to be a butt face today.
Hey.
Oh, don't you give me that, Eric. Don't you give me that. Talking about he's on time today. Look here.
Wow.
My hand stays in the cookie jar when I want to. Okay. Dismiss yourself.
Like you said. Anyway, how's you guys doing? This is Wednesday. A lot was going on. I ain't gonna lie. I was on my Corsair course throughout the whole day today. Do the course. I can make some changes with my employment situation because it's driving me nuts. And the idiot in chief is just making things harder and worse for everybody else. Can somebody throw a volleyball at him? yo, you pipe down with that madness already? God damn. Well, either way, we are here. We're coming onto the show to either get entertained, to be enlightened, or go off the rail, or all of the above. This conversation for this show is needed because I wanted to collect all the naysay, the argument, and I found it was way too much. A lot of podcasters went on this topic concerning this show called Dragon Ball Daima, the final project of Akira Toriyama before he gave it up and went the music maker. But this franchise is not without controversy or issue because there's a lot of issue on hand concerning this project. Because it was first a 20 episode project. There was ain't gonna be no season 2. And I was wondering what timeline do this project fall in? According to what's being said, when he will talk about what he will do. But before he put this project out, there was another project he was working on. It's called Sandland. That almost the same type of artwork that he did with the Dragon Ball Daima. He put that one out before he did this. So he was working on 2 other projects while he's helping it deteriorating. And when I look at the Sandland, I'm like, okay, I like the style, I like the look. He had the same look as the way he did all the Dragon Ball franchise, but it was something completely different. Cool, that's fine. That project he did, that's a one-off. He's not gonna do it again. We're gonna take it over after him because that was something new. But this right here, there was a reason behind this. Now, anyone who is a true diehard anime fan, will start picking up a lot of things that it kind of like make you start to think about what was going on with it. Because you remember on the last show we talked about the Dragon Ball franchise, that a lot of shenanigans that went place. Went from the Dragon Ball was the first initial part of the franchise, from Dragon Ball to Dragon Ball Z. To Dragon Ball Z, right? There was a hiatus. Did a few movies about what was gonna happen next. Then we saw Dragon Ball GT. Dragon Ball GT was not done by Akira Toriyama. It was done by Toyotayo, his protege, on the behest of the instruction given to him from the higher up. Since Akira Toriyama was giving the higher up the Japanese middle finger, and they said, "Oh, you want to give me the middle finger? I'm going to show you the middle finger." They went behind his back, pulled his protege and said, "You put this product out." Now, I'll be honest with you, as a creator, if someone trying to go behind you and trying to do stuff with your work, I can imagine how effed off you really feel. So they did a GT. A lot of fans thought that's what the continuation or the Akira Toriyama part, not whether that wasn't the idea at all to begin with. We found out years later. So what happened? We had Dragon Ball Z Kai, supposed to be a reboot of Dragon Ball Z, which, according to Wally, was not needed. Well, it's like more bullshit because there was a lot of cut going on in that particular part. And when they did all that, it went straight to Dragon Ball Super, would be a continuation of what happened on Dragon Ball Z. That timeline left a gap between what happened between Dragon Ball Z when before it moved to what happened in Dragon Ball Super, right? There's a gap in between. When Super was done, you would think there was another Super season come out. No, there was a hiatus, there was an argument, what was going on in the back end. They go put out some movie. They did put out some movie. Fine. We hear Akira Toriyama working on 2 final projects. One was Sandland, which is not part of this franchise. And the other one was this one, Dragon Ball Daima. Everybody was wondering how many episodes would be. Nobody would know him, but until we find out, it's actually 20 episodes. And before his final episode aired, he passed away. Now, this this part of the franchise it is very very controversial for a lot of reasons. A lot of people think it's mostly based on what happened with Goku's latent skill when he went to Super Saiyan level 4. Well, thank you, my co-host. You see the much bigger picture. I also seen it well. There's a lot more things that wasn't adding up or would not be included in. So this episode is, I will say this, if my partner here, Taylor Fireburn, start to go ablaze, it's not my fault. I'm telling you that right now. If Taylor Fireburn goes off, it wasn't me. It's not my fault this time. Okay?
It will be when he wants to talk about his favorite scene.
Oh God. And we the two crazy knucklehead, right? Whatever. Anyway, let's get into the show. Introduction. Dragon Ball Daima is a 20 episode anime series that aired from October 11, 2024 to February 28, 2025. It was aired on Netflix and any other streaming platform that was available to have content. Oh, you gotta love it when you do this. It was the final project overseen by Akira Toriyama before he passed in March 2024. Set between the event of Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, the series returned to the franchise route with a blend of adventure, comedy, fantasy, and what we would put it, controversy. Don't you agree? Dallas? Dallas, Wally. I say, I say the franchise route with a blend of adventure, comedy, fantasy, and controversy. I add that one. You agree?
You said it was an add-in of controversy. Look,
I know you're pissed.
the only amount of controversy that's in this is the passing of information that has not been told in other aspects. And yes, granted, you can sit here and say, well, it didn't need to be said. Bullshit.
I told you guys we had a conversation, and he found out something about this particular project that pissed him the F off. And that's why I put in after the adventure, comedy, and fantasy, I put in controversy. You could say in his face, he is not happy about it.
Look,
He
don't
is
get me
not.
wrong. I'm happy for the fact that they actually cleared it up, but at the same time, it's like,
What the
I
F?
could have did this a little bit sooner than it needed to be. But okay,
Yeah.
okay.
But
Okay.
let's be honest here. What do you think Akira Toriyama going to do when you have a company that was grabbing this project by the balls for
Simple.
many years?
He gravitated by the boss and let it go. It's just that simple.
Wait, hold on.
Honestly, I
Audience.
probably would have been okay with not knowing this now. Literally pissing me off.
Audience, anyone who is a major fan of the Dragon Ball franchise, how many years of frustration do we have throughout the existence of this program? We were wondering about when the next season going to come, when the next project going to come. We giving all the hope and dream, then all of a sudden it just went blank. And you have how many blogs were put out there talking about this? How many chat rooms were going to blaze about this? Let's be frank here. Akira was blamed for a lot of things that wasn't his fault to begin with. Now realize he was working with a company that was not only governed by the ball, but playing with the balls. Pun intended. So let's give respect because he's not the only one that went through this. Let's not forget George Lucas. What did George Lucas went through before he was forced to sell his franchise to the wrong group of people before they cut off the balls? Now, Wally, no, answer that question. Remember Joe Lucas? He went to the same scenario with Akira was going to, but this way he ended up selling his IP to another company that ended up cutting off the balls of that franchise. What do you think Akira could have done?
I'm gonna say it one more time. Just left in the fucking vault and never let it come out again. You should have just
Right.
you just should have just did it to manga. Just call it a day.
I get it. I get it. I get it. But this is something that we have been trying to talk about on this show. We'll start saying more about it more often on any other franchise because this is what happened when you have a beloved franchise that was being hijacked by the people who have no hand in creating it whatsoever. A lot of bullshit. And I've heard rumors how either were threatening him, they'll put him to a lot of level of stress where he had to take a break.
And this is where I sit here and say, the moment they do that, let them know, hey, look here, pal, you don't want to do it my way? Bye. Frick out of here. It's just that simple. Tell the people, hey, this corporation didn't want to do it my way. We're not doing the next parts. We're just gonna keep this in manga.
But dude,
What are we wasting time on?
but that's the same thing happened with the Gundam franchise as well. Gundam franchise had it worse than Akira Toriyama. They hijacked a lot of projects that were supposed to come out a long time ago. They did. Sunrise, the company that owned the Mobile 2 Gundam franchise, they did that to him. Hey, what's going on, Don DQ? How you been? I'm being real with you.
Okay, I'm guessing David must have took a quick moment of technical
They
issue.
did that to the creator of the Mobile 2 Gundam. And here's the thing. You're the creator, but you don't have that money. You don't have the money level to take that type of. No, let's be real. Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's be real. How many creators came to Hollywood with a script or the movie they want to put out there, and somehow the power that be decide to jump in and say, "You know what? We're gonna remove this. We're gonna remove this. We're gonna add this and add this." Like the lady who had the script for both for the Matrix and the Terminator. That was supposed to be one movie or one part, one franchise. They took her script, broke it up in two, and gave it two different franchises.
Yeah, but that's the only thing though.
Later,
I'm not mad about that though. I'm not mad about that.
but almost a decade and a half later, she was able to sue them for that.
Yeah.
How you take her creation and just know what this how we're gonna no matter how many people who
But
are the same.
that's not a bad thing though. Like honestly, to be honest, that's not a bad thing. You separate. Let's put it like this, right? This is why I always say this. When we talk about that particular Matrix and then Terminator,
Mhm.
again, personally, that's not a bad thing. Reason why I say that it's not a bad thing because you're looking at it from two different timelines. So it's like you get one timeline with the Matrix, you get one timeline with the Terminator, then eventually you get them in one complete movie. What's wrong with that? That I don't look at that as a bad thing. I look at that as a smart thing.
Okay, I agree with that. But what do you think a key was do in this situation whereby you were trying to put out stuff for decades? How old is Dragon Ball franchise really? How old is that the bad boy? Talk about it been out here for more than 4 decades and survived that long. But yet, of all the shenanigans and all the corporate BS that people have to go through, why do you think it's so long it took them to put certain project out? Think about that.
It's real simple. A, media are idiots and egostisticals. And B, this is why I sit here and say, Akira, you should have just packed your bags and said F them and give them a nice middle finger to the world. And then tell your fan base, hey, look, we can't do it because these fuck faces want to think they run the shit when they don't. I'm the guy that does. I'm the mastermind here, and I'm sorry we can't do this. It's just that fucking simple. I don't give a rat's ass. It's just that fucking simple. When are we gonna have integrity and say fuck you? I ain't fucking selling my work to your ass. Like seriously, I'm done with the shits. I'm not doing it. No. I'd rather tank it, put in the book, and call it a day. Fuck out of here.
Wally, you know the culture of Japan is one of those type of culture that thank God we don't have it over here because first and foremost, if we have the culture of Japan over here, they'll be mad over time. To Two, you be drained as hell. Three, yes, you can get drunk with your boss and not get fired, but doesn't mean your boss not gonna rain on your ass and add more workload so you get extra burnout. You're working 80, 90 hours a week instead of 60 hours a week. There's a lot of craziness in the Japanese culture we could talk about another time. But you can
All I
imagine
know
what people.
is this a Japanese production problem or is this an American production problem?
This was a Japanese production issue because remember, the company that owned the Dragon Ball
Well,
franchise IP, they had total control of what comes out. It's not just only the anime. Let's not forget all the games, all the merchandise they put out there. No, you see how they go about it. So you gotta be real.
and with that
The
said, this is why I always say, do not sell yourself for a pretty penny. This is ladies and
oh
gentlemen, understand this to this day. The moment you sell yourself for $1, you're pretty much the toy that's getting ditty on site.
oh shit.
On site. In Akira Toriyama, you got ditty, and guess what? They got you right out of there. Now they got your IP, and then they're gonna put it to work.
Oh wow.
This
I
the
didn't want
shit
to.
I'm talking about. This the
Ladies
shit
and
I'm talking about.
gentlemen, I did not want to say it, but he called it, and this is something we have been talking about for months about Japanese friends. A lot of it don't know. Akira Toriyama was almost getting Diddy real bad. That company. They were taking over his franchise, doing whatever they want to do with it. What direction they were taking, it wasn't his idea, but it was being forced upon. So I believe it was almost like giving the middle finger in a way, because there was something concerning GT that everybody was losing their mind over on this franchise. But they didn't realize at the end of the day, Taro is not the owner or the creator of the franchise with Akira. So Akira trying to tell you know what? I'm gonna do what Joe Luca couldn't do. Give you the middle finger. F you. That's exactly what it was. It was that bad. Let me continue. After the defeat of Majin Buu, peace returned to the Earth. However, a new threat emerged from the Demon Realm. Keyword, Demon Realm. We saw it. Remember that little promotional anime they did, Dragon Ball Heroes? When they were entering the Demon Realm, and we were all wondering what it's all about. Remember that one?
Mhm.
At the other franchise, but that franchise, no offense, we, we went back one. It didn't fit no way in the timeline of the Dragon Ball franchise. It did not fit. It was a promotional anime that meant for the game. But they were taking ideas from Akira Toriyama roadmap, what he wanted to put out. So the Demon Realm could have been put out a long time ago, but it did not. It held quiet even for promotion for a game. A whole different game. It didn't make no sense. Or whatever they were trying to what they were trying to produce was different. Due to Dragon Ball to transform Goku and his friend into children. Now, that's another clue right there. Before this happened here, this happened before only to one person. Goku. What franchise? Dragon Ball GT. Now, here the contradiction. So you telling me Goku had to go through this twice? Think about it. If this was between Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, or in Dragon Ball GT, he was turned into a kid. And he got turned into a kid here. What are you saying? The GT timeline does not exist or doesn't count, or somewhere down the line something went wrong. Because he got turned into a kid twice. That one part people didn't catch on unless they were paying attention. But I digress. He was also kidnapped Dende to prevent the hero from reversing the transformation. He restored the original form and rescued Dende. Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, and Bulma and the East Spring Kai ventured into the Demon Realm to collect its native Dragon Balls. So imagine that little twist right here. And like I said, Wally was not this that one that pissed him off. There was way more information that got him real pissed off. Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, all this right now? Like, how come we didn't get it years ago? Why
Yeah,
couldn't he?
it's just a lot of contradictions that just piss me off, though.
Bingo.
That's the real problem for me. It's like a lot of contradictions.
Hey, John Dick, how you been? But I'm telling you, this is why I said this show will be will be dicey. Because they, no offense, they were a good series,
No,
20
no,
episode
no. You
series.
wanna know what's gonna be dicey? It's gonna be dicey when I actually start my channel, and after that, I break this down for episode, and I give nothing but brutalism to this damn
Oh,
thing.
God. Well, you know what? Why don't we do it over here? Can we do that for episodes and be brutalized?
Yeah. You gotta. It's gonna be a minute, but
Yeah, because we do it over here, it'll be more fun. This way we can piss people off. Wally have every right to be low. We found out
this shit right
into
here.
this. 'Cause when I watched it, him being a nerd, I was like, okay, hold up. There's a bunch of cramping information in this series that is not adding up. But I'm sure those who very clue to the information and these, they'll be like, why now? Why all this? What the put means? But the way it came about, I would say there has to be something right after Dragon Ball Daima. Because you couldn't just leave it like that. But now, no offense, Akira Toriyama no longer here with us. Hayo Taro got his hand, his workload cut off. Because right now, how you gonna fix this mess? And what direction you gonna take going forward? How you gonna regulate or articulate or explain out all the compact information that we didn't know about? Am I wrong, Wally? But after this one, what are you gonna do? Gomon, the new Supreme King of the Demon Realm, who orchestrated the transformation of the deep battle for the children, was also the younger brother of the former Demon King, who got his butt kicking by Majin Buu. The guy who came with Bobby Lee to resurrect Majin Buu with the original Demon King. Somehow he abandoned his throne to come to the Earth realm and got his butt kicked in. Then his little weird ass, lazy ass brother decided to, okay, I will take over the throne. But when they found out the Majin Buu was created from the demon realm, originally, a century ago, was destroyed by Goku and his friend, they felt some kind of way, but here's a joke about it. Goku and his peers didn't know nothing about the demon realm. They didn't know the demon realm existed, so to speak. If you want to put that in perspective, though. Because the Eastern Supreme card didn't make no mention about it. Piccolo, who very well know about the demon realm, he said anything about the demon realm to Goku or anybody. But he kept that hush hush, like a ninja, like a spy would do. And a few other people who know information about the demon realm, they didn't make mention, oh, there's another realm. So you want to be careful, you must have some people to pop out of nowhere. That never happened. So they came out of nowhere and just hijacked your friends. Like, what's the deal? Like, we don't know you. I digress. Negetsu, Guma Sobanen, is involved in the plan to use Earth Dragon for the scheme. And here's the fun about Degusu. Degusu is a Eastern Supreme Kai brother. It's strange. Another storyline thrown in there, which is not properly flushed out. We don't know how they come about. However, the elderly Namekian who assists Goma in the reacting of the Dragon Ball, he's on a next level.
Broken.
And here come Ghost of Sparta with his jokes. He know you pissed, so he doing this for you. So imagine that. Yeah, but
Kamehameha straight up his bung cheeks.
oh shit.
I know you love it long.
Oh no, did he? No, did he? Oh, hell no.
If you come up on the show, it's your fault. I know you live it, but goddamn. And you had Dr. Arinsu, another sibling of the Eat the Queen Kai, a scientist from the Demon Realm who play a role in North Parliament. You had these characters that have certain connecting with the group on the Earth realm, especially Degusu and Dr. Rinsu. Oh, hold on. You, first and foremost, I'm not baby. Baby good for a short mention. I'm 6 foot tall. What's baby good about me? I'm airport. Let's get this straight. Okay? Remember, people, it called Bear Paw. And Groot is skinny. I got meat, my brother. That's the difference. Anyway, I was saying before I was really interrupted. We had two characters related to the Ethan Spring Kai, which the story was on Poppy Fletcher. Did they give an explanation in one of the episodes? Kind of like, should I give it more in depth so you can know what kind of tribe this is and how they came about? But they give it a crash course during the episode. It's crazy though. Saturday theme. The series primarily takes place in the demon realm, including New World, which is what keyword New World, aka the demon realm and challenge. The transformation of the main character and into children added a secret touch from GT. Reminiscent of the original Dragon Ball series, Goku used of the power of Nibio from Dragon Ball returns, emphasizing and emphasizing the adventure and fantasy element of the story. So we had two Easter eggs. One came from the original Dragon Ball franchise, which is Dragon Ball. Nibio, the inflatable stick, and him being a kid able to fight like that, but he would turn to a kid before that. But I digress. I want to go into the nitty gritty so we can get this blood boiling again because there's a lot of bullshit going
Well, I will throw in one thing before we start the key breakdowns here. So in fairness, right? If you compare this to GT, at least you can sit here and say with respect that he did show that there is like a learning curve. Because Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, they all had to go through a learning curve with regaining their powers and their flight abilities.
on.
Versus on GT, where Goku acts like he didn't have to do no learning curve and he just magically just had everything intact. So
No, but not that. Not just that alone. You got to take a gigantic plier.
what?
And yet, remember, he got Diddy on GT. It was in the pre-con realm. You couldn't get the tail to grow out faster. So what they did, they created a huge, gigantic size plier to pull his tail out.
Oh, we all know that.
And that was like I was like, oh hell no.
Yeah, that's what you call like it doesn't apply just to get out of thorn, but the only thing you're getting out of tail.
That was too much. That's so Diddy like to me. Yeah, I'm just saying.
I just find it funny, like, because at the end of the day, I ask myself only one question: how long does it take the same tail to regrow back his tail? Because for the amount of time that these mofo's don't even show their tails on these damn shows,
Bingo.
you question that anyways.
Bingo. That's another problem because there have not been enough information breaking down the species. The same species has not been properly broken down in any of the franchise properly. About reason why they had their tail cut off, how long it takes them to grow it back, why their tail is essential to their power up. Meanwhile, they had a discussion back and forth about this other time. There are a lot of things that could have been done, but because of a couple of Trump peers who like to grab people by the balls, was holding the balls for not letting it come out and explain itself. It's what it is, but who can we say that if they like Akira Toriyama would have make more money? But here's got to understand. Everything's about money, right? Yes or no?
Yeah, everything's about money, control, and and I'm gonna go there.
I know you're about to go there. I wish you did because if it's about money, why can't let that guy do what he do and bring in way more money? A proper. Hold on. Ain't that One Piece doing what he's supposed to do already? When they flush out their story in detail? Is that not the case?
Well, I guess he chose a better industry to deal with. Studio.
Yeah, but hold on. Any One Piece and Dragon Ball under the same company or a different company?
I believe it's a different company, but let me go check.
Because One Piece didn't have to go through what Dragon Ball had to go through. I know a bunch of American viewers complaining, One Piece is too much. They got like 1,100 episodes. Who? How many episodes soap opera do you have right now on
Well,
daytime
never
TV?
mind. They're under the same corporation.
See my point? But somehow One Piece can flush out their story properly, but Dragon Ball can't. And people complain about One Piece have over 1,100 episodes, but how many episodes do your favorite daytime show have? At the World Turn, General Hospital, Young and the Restless. How many episodes did they have? Y'all complain about that one?
And with that said, I say only one thing. Again, this goes back to my whole point of stop selling yourself for $1. Selling yourself cheap. You get One Piece out here putting out thousands worth of videos, but yet 9 times out of 10 you can't even put out that much. See, that would have told me already. So okay, so they can do what the fuck they want to do, and I can't. Okay, bye.
Yeah,
bye.
that's why I said it didn't make any
Bye.
sense. Because I remember one time they were talking about it before when they were going to end the so-called franchise with Dragon Ball, but somehow it's as if there was favoritism going on. One Piece have been out here since 1999, right? They've been airing their episode evident. They have over 1,000 plus episodes. Are you telling me Dragon Ball couldn't do the same thing? They were doing the same thing when they should have on Naruto, right? I'm sure Naruto's under the same company because there was a rumor that Naruto, One Piece, and Dragon Ball are under the same company. Somehow One Piece is able to go this far for this long to spread out its storyline properly so everything will be in detail. So there's no confusion. You can't come and tell me One Piece is confusing, which is not. There are over 1,000 plus episodes with a great story.
No, Naruto's under a different corporation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I heard rumor about it. I want to make sure it's correct. But for One Piece and Dragon Ball being under the same corporation, or Dragon Ball not able to flush out its storyline, but One Piece can do it in the way it does, which is very masterful. Because if anything you watch in One Piece, if you need reference, you could go back to the older episode that will clarify easy. Their whole storytelling is like watching a huge novel getting broken down over the years. That's a lot of episodes, but it's getting interesting. So imagine if Dragon Ball franchise was flushed out properly the way it should have been. And you could have known everything about every species, every race, every connection. You won't be confused, you won't be flabbergasted. You'll be like, wait. This doesn't make you won't have to say all that, but you would make sense of what was going on. But yet, you're shit on Akira Toriyama. I got a problem with that. Y'all shitted on him. You hijacked him. You hijacked his creativity. You forced him to some of the bullshit you had to put him through. But yet, the man wanted to do what he wanted to do with his project, which we allowed the creator of One Piece to do. And 1,100 episodes later, it's still doing great. That could have been the same thing with Dragon Ball. Am I wrong? What was so serious that you had to put so many multiple hold on Dragon Ball franchise over the years? Well, you didn't do that to One Piece. You let this man, I'm not saying what a shit no. I'm not gonna tell you Dragon Ball Daima is a shit show. It wasn't. It just lets you know that this man has so much creative idea that the fact that he being held back because of people who are doing favoritism. His franchise was out around the same time One Piece was out. Or who came first, Dragon Ball or One Piece? No, seriously, who came first, Dragon Ball or One Piece?
What, as far the anime stuff?
Yeah, who came first?
If I'm not mistaken, Dragon Ball did.
Dragon Ball was out here longer before One Piece, right? They did the first series, first franchise called the Dragon Ball, was properly flushed out, all the way to the point that Goku became a teenager before he married his boss, Chi Chi. We had to remind him, remember you promised me you gonna marry my ass. I told my papa, huh? And no offense, that's no different from the black community. But
Not exactly, but okay.
really,
Really.
don't give me
If you actually think about it, let's think about this real quickly. Last time I checked, when did we found any commoners amongst us marry quote unquote princess?
Okay.
Ah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll give you that.
Yeah,
I'll give you that.
yeah,
I'll give you that.
yeah.
That's more on the African side of things, not the African American side of things. I digress. Well, I was about to drop. Ooh, we're gonna be all technical.
See, ladies and gentlemen, right there, I just proved once again the Cheetah being a Pookie. No.
Anyway, said I got technically knocked off on that podcast. I was about to land out, my boy.
And nothing today.
Okay, I know you type, but seriously speaking, there was so much idea could have been flushed out throughout the Dragon Ball Z era. We could have that Dragon Ball Daima or whatever it would have been called by then. It would not be called that Daima, would have been called something else. So they add right more behind that, more information. But we had a huge break, a couple of movies here and there, and all of a sudden Dragon Ball GT came to existence with a massive gap. What happened after Boo? No explanation. Then years later, you had to come back to explain yourself on Dragon Ball Super. Then you have this, then another couple of Easter eggs. It's like, let me go back to the side number 5 because this is pissing me off here. You got the transformation part. I mentioned that part, right? The quest. The hero embark on a journey through the demon realm to collect his Dragon Ball and reverse the transformation. We found out while they're on a quest for the Dragon Ball, there was a different Purunga. Their Purunga a little more jack and a little more red compared to the green Purunga.
No, it was just red. It's the same muscle.
Huh?
Same muscle.
Okay. Then they were confused on that one. They're lying. They're lying. They account to new allies and avatar, including a demon who opposed the Gumaru. Okay. There were 3 different type of tribe in the demon realm.
Or in this case, 3 demon round worlds.
Yeah. Then the Nepkian. What the tribe, the controlling the Kai, what was that name called?
Sadly enough, I have not reached that point.
But it was 3 different tribes. One was controlling to the Ethan Kai tribe, and the other one referred to Goma tribe.
AKA the Majins.
Majin. What's funny about it, See, the three world, one on the top of each other. You know, the gateway, there are a lot of them to go through, but that gateway was closed. For some apparent reason. And the person who closed it was the same person who created the Demon One Dragon Ball, which also he created Guardian. Which also, hold on. Not only you created the Dragon Ball, you created Guardian for the Dragon Ball. We have 7 Dragon Ball like you have in the Earth realm. You have 3 instead. Each one have a Guardian, right? Okay. But you have to fight it to pass the first test. And do a IQ test to win the Dragon Ball. But the Namekian in the Earth realm couldn't do none of that.
That's what you call the level of wisdom.
Bingo. The power-ups was more controversial.
Man, look here. I'm up. I'm just over here just waiting for the good action parts.
Okay. The power-up was more controversial. The series featured new transformations such as Goku form resembling Super Saiyan 4 and Vegeta achieving Super Saiyan 3. I'm sorry. According to Vegeta, it's not Super Saiyan 3, it's Super Vegeta 1. Okay, Pookie.
What happened now?
What did Vegeta call it? He didn't call it Super Saiyan 3, he called it Super Vegeta 1.
Which one?
Super Saiyan 3 formation.
What about it?
He don't acknowledge it as Super Saiyan 3. What did he call himself? Super Vegeta 1. That was a Pookie move.
No, that is his own ego flex move.
AKA Pookie. As I was saying.
This disrespectful son of a bitch. The fuck? You and this damn Pookie shit. He is Prince of all Saiyans. Technically King of all Saiyans, but we'll talk about that notion later. But the Prince of all Saiyans. Stop doing that shit.
Yeah, and he married a trust fund baby. Yeah, I know. Yeah. He the Prince of all Pookie. I'll put it lightly.
See, this is the problem I have with disrespectful people like you. See, you're gonna stop this bullshit. A Pookie want to save the world. Slow that shit down.
Of course, you wouldn't take away. He got ego. You got to worship him.
So show me a Pookie right now in our current day in life that's out here saving the world.
Not true. I kind of Pookie don't save nobody. They say they got themselves. No, technically they don't save anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't save them. They don't save themselves. They just spread their seeds.
No. Say it ain't so.
Yeah, but Prince said his seed is too expensive, so one gotta afford it. That way he got married to a trust fund baby.
And yeah, this guy's over here calling him freaking Prince Pookie, and he's over here relating it to the black community. You know, so you're just disrespectful. You're very disrespectful.
Hey,
At least we're fighting on our end.
Hey, we having fun with this, okay? But like I was trying to call out what was going on, he was not only the creator, he created the story and character design. The director, Aya Komaki, I'm sure he did not want to do what he wanted to do. He had forced to do it. Toei Animations, that's the studio, that's the company that produced all the Dragon Ball franchise at One Piece.
You should have took that and went somewhere else.
Yeah, but to what studio?
Any studio. Any that was willing to let him do the work, god damn it. Any.
We might have a show to compare studio production between the US, aka Hollywood, and Black Hollywood, with Japan Hollywood, to the Bollywood, to the Nollywood, which is Nigeria, and see what kind of politics that people had to deal with putting out their own content, either be a movie or a TV series, or let me say series or whatever. Because unless you understand the dynamic that go behind closed doors, ain't much you can say. Didn't Tyler Perry have to do exactly just that because he got sick and tired of Hollywood? And he created his own studio production.
Yes, and guess what? He sold himself for a pretty penny just to do it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You didn't think I was gonna come back and throw that in there, right?
Oh. So, what you think? Okay, what you think Akira is supposed to do in this situation?
Simple.
Sell
Box
himself
it
for a
and
pretty
take
penny?
it home.
Huh?
Simple. Walk away and just write it in the manga and call it a day. Or you can always just, sell yourself for a pretty penny, and you can be like these street weavers out here in the streets.
Oh shit! I thought they're gonna be an interesting show, but ladies and gentlemen, I want to put a informal poll. If you think Wale is justified his anger, you put a 1. If he's not, put a 2 because
I wish someone
there's
would
a,
put it in there.
because there's a lot of things that went down with this franchise under Toei Animation. A lot.
Sometimes you
feel
gotta
it.
be willing to fight and just walk away.
And I feel like it was kind of one-sided. It was. And hard not to point it out because Toei Animation have put out a lot of classic and iconic anime. One Piece is the longest running right now in modern time. What other anime do you know that have over 1,000 plus episodes and they have a massive fan base? But it could have been the same for Dragon Ball franchise, but for some apparent reason, they had to be like Donald Trump, grabbed by the balls, and be like, One Piece can do this own shit, but you gotta listen. Like,
And this is why I said this is a sham. Let's be honest here. Let's just be honest here, right? If I guarantee you, if Akira Toriyama were to say, you know what, I'm gonna just, screw this. I ain't doing this ish. He takes his work, he walks away, and he goes on his day, right? But then the fan base is calling out, hey, look, we want more Dragon Ball, man. What are you gonna do here? And then there he's like, well, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I can't do it because, people want to be all up in their egos and don't want to freaking follow my manuscripts of how I want this done. So we're not gonna have nothing done. Yes, I do have the ego because I'm the one that created this shit. Best believe it. And then from that point, someone's gonna be like, okay, we're leaving money on the table. Someone got to pick this up, and they're gonna be like, oh, hey, how you doing? Yes, we would like to make an offer. Oh, really? Okay, real quick, before you make that offer, can I please be able to write it and produce it the way I want to? Sure. Okay, great. We got a deal. If not, fuck you.
yeah, but at that time of that year, you think that level would be available? Let's be honest, though.
And that's the problem. This is why I say you should have just
They were the 70s,
and
they
shut
were
up.
the 70, 80, 70, 80, and early 90s. There's a lot of cutthroat that was going on. Japanese productions, small studios. With a lot. So I don't see how Akira Toriyama would have made some pull. Unless you have a very wealthy, rich uncle who was high up in there, who got a bunch of underground mafia who can go into an offer and threaten or shake a couple of people. Let Akira Toriyama do his stuff his way. If I come back and find out you're ball busting him, we'll bust your own ball kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But that was never available on his behalf. Somehow One Piece able to push out episode after episode after episode. Making a huge storyline in detail were unheard of. But Dragon Ball can't do the thing. Maybe there could have been maybe I don't know, there could have been maybe 500 to 600, 700 episodes planned what the total different rounds would have made more sense. It would be less confusing. And you won't have people on the internet talk about,
Eric, you ain't shit. Eric, you're not
wow, really? Wow, really? Eric,
shit.
Eric,
They muffin babies
Eric,
with monkey tails and energy glasses.
Eric, wow.
Oh my god,
Wow,
yo, this is
Eric.
sad. This is so sad.
Wow. Only on this show that we have people going in right now. This, yo, bring it out. Lunch it out. Lunch it out. Lunch it out. But let's, hold on. Correction. Let me put it back here. You call it Muppet Baby with monkey tails and Angie Black. The other monkey had over 1,100 episodes called Monkey D. Luffy. Hello? But which monkey is better to you? You tell me.
This is a sham, I tell you, a complete sham.
You let the other monkey have 1,100 plus episodes, but you will grab the balls of this monkey.
I would like to say for a moment of silence, Sun Woo, your legacy has been destroyed by anime creation for the simple fact of people's egos and morality. This is some sham shit. This is some sham. Oh boy.
Hey, I'm only after I see it because there's a lot of podcasts out there who have been speaking on the shenanigans that were going on with Toei Animation. How they were doing Akira dirty for many years. But somehow, while they're doing this guy dirty and his franchise, One Piece never had any problem. One Piece never have any issue, right?
And that's
They'll
what
put
you call
out
the
content
politics
after
of
content after
content.
content. Yeah, they're putting out content after content after content after content after content over the years. Yeah, people were talking shit about One Piece until they start watching it from episode 1. By the time they get to episode 300 or 400, they now understand why the story is used, but it's too much to explain about that particular story. There's a lot of backstories. But didn't Bleach did the same exact thing, but it kind of spotty here and there? But somehow Dragon Ball had to go through the shenanigans whereby you had to grab the creator of this franchise by the balls and tell them this is how we're gonna do. We're gonna do your dirty. I can put out your content for a good couple of years of the decade, then we'll do a little break and come back out. I'm sure the guy was shut the hell. No, the guy died young. He died. Oh, at what age? He was like in his 50s. He passed away.
If not 50s, he was in the 60s.
That's still young. That confirmed age group. That Paul Bennett age group. Better yet, that is our paying age group.
Let's see here. He was. Let's see. Upon timing, let's see. He was 68.
Our paying. Our paying age group. Our paying survived. But he didn't. No matter the level of stress he went through.
And this is why I say you should have just took your work and walk away.
But let's be real, not easy for them to take their work and just walk away.
Bullshit! How much times have I said this? How much? How much times have I fought this? How much? How much time have I said just take your work and walk away? See, this is the problem. When you sell yourself for $1, you devalue yourself. That's the whole problem with people. That's the problem with people. The problem with people. Sell yourself for $1. Now you mad at the world. Bye.
And that's why you have people like Tyler Perry who made his own studio. But according to Wally, he told himself for the pretty penny to get that done. But if he didn't tell himself how he would have got it done. Oh, it want to be like
Yeah, we all know what he took to get there, right?
Hold on.
It's a lot of.
So it should be like Dr. Umar Johnson, who have been collecting money for how long, haven't been to school yet.
Say it again.
Or you want Tyler Perry to be like Dr. Umar Johnson, who been collecting money for how long, for so long, haven't been to school yet.
Who was gonna invest in him?
Who's not giving Dr. No, hold on. How long has Dr. Umar Johnson been out on the street talking about the black experience and stuff?
Oh, we all know that. But my thing is this: I'm saying, but who's gonna invest in Tyler Perry?
Tyler Perry got his own money.
The same people would have said that they would have invested in Tyler Perry back then without motherfucking selling himself. I would have laughed my ass off because I'd have been like, okay, so all y'all same people would have invested. Where were all y'all at when BET was freaking bought by a white man? Bye. Bye.
Oh.
Bye. Yeah.
Oh.
Bye.
Oh.
Take that.
Oh, well. Ladies and gentlemen, the court case between PDD is still going on right now in New York City. They got Troy Heat over on my end.
I ain't gonna let this go. Far. This shit will be
Real
buried.
talk.
Real talk. Ladies and gentlemen, understand this. Just understand. Thank goodness I haven't watched all this yet. Just know this for the life of me. Luckily, I had things going on. Be lucky I didn't watch all this yet, because the ridicule that I would probably have more so for this would be so astronomically impossible.
What happened is he researched the information concerning Dragon Ball Daima.
No, I literally only took like the first 3 to 4 episodes.
Yeah, 3 to 4 episodes, but when you found out, and later on you looked into it more and you found out, wait a minute. So that's what he was doing? Because I find it strange that he was going to work on 2 more projects before he passed away, because it was that bad. It was really that bad. But the fact that he did it on this project and the way it came out, there's too much information. That means telling me we could have had multiple arcs in the Dragon Ball franchise, explaining some of the things that we see in this franchise today. But that never happened, did it? You being castrated. You being who in the record got done dirty the same way Akira Toriyama was getting done dirty. But who are all those female artists on the same record label with Beyonce, whereby they can't put too much record out because Beyonce was the chosen one. Everybody had to wait until Beyonce done putting out her stuff. That's exactly how one people doing. It was kind of crazy though. It was. Music competition from Kosuke Yamashita featuring opening theme for Jakajan by Zed and CK and ending theme by Namaka by Zed featuring AI. Dragon Ball Daima served as a tribute to Toriyama legacy, blending classic element with new adventures. It's available on streaming on platforms like Crunchyroll, Netflix, and other streaming sites. It may be like a tribute to his legacy, but it's also letting you know that he was highlighted. He'll be captured big time.
Yeah, Eric, you call it an atrocity.
God. Eric coming in on this one now. Eric going in on this one right now. Yes, you can watch it on Netflix. It's still on Netflix. You can watch it on Crunchyroll. There are multiple streaming sites out there that stream Dragon Ball content as well. This franchise. I won't say Dragon Ball Daima stuff like the tribute. It's more people trying to tell his fan base. I want to give you way more content than this. But they grab me by the balls for a very long time. I got sick while they're grabbing my balls.
You know when he should have said it? On social media and let the whole world know.
Yeah,
even if you would have said and said, well, back then social media wasn't prevalent, great. Today it is. You could have just said it before you came back with this shit and said, ladies and gentlemen, if you're wondering why Dragon Ball Daima has now come into play, it's real simple. We finally came to certain agreements where we now can do this. But ultimately, all in all, just understand this, that I was behold and back behind the wall to never be able to produce the way I wanted it to. We somewhat came to an agreement where I could do a little bit of something of what I wanted to do. And now we have this today. Just understand, this was not me. It was them.
And here's the problem. Eric asking for a sequel, right? Even I knew they had a press conference before the thing came out. And they were acting Akira several times over throughout the interview. Will there be a sequel to this? Will there be a sequel to this? He kept quiet. I don't know what I'm telling you, like, there won't be no sequel. If I'm gonna put a sequel, when are they gonna continue to grab my balls after all this? They've been having my ball for so long, I can barely cough. Uh-huh. This would happen in any media industry, either be in the US, UK, and China, Singapore, India, Africa. There's some politics like shady as hell. When you got a franchise, when you got something that is not only very remarkable, but very entertaining, instead of let it be, let it be. You got people. I don't want to sidetrack. This is the same thing we talked about the Star Wars franchise. They didn't cast away Star Wars, they mutilated it. They neutered Star Wars. To the point where it not only it became trash, now they want to sell it.
Ergo,
After they don't Diddy the franchise many times over.
and I would say here and again, by the time they did that, that should have been the common denominator of, all right, it's time to put it in the vault all over again. Ladies and gentlemen, do not be mad when the world want to sell itself for $1. This is the common sense of why this shit goes where it goes. And people be like, why is this happening? Because they sold themselves for $1. That's why it happened. They sold themselves for $1. And they got and then tossed to the fucking side.
Yeah, we did a show about the Star Wars franchise, and we said George Lucas made a bigger mistake to sell it. When he sold it afterwards, he found out what have I done? Yeah, you got Diddy hardcore, no Vaseline, no baby oil, no lubricant, all friction,
no protection.
all friction, no brake.
That is all friction, no. Oh, hell no. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Shout out to Jacob Batu. You can't say I was wrong. What happened to the Star Wars franchise? You can't tell me with no friction, no
all
brakes.
gas. He said all skid and no brakes. What the? Oh, Lord have mercy.
Excuse me. What happened to the Star? So you can't say I was wrong for saying that. What really happened to the Star Wars franchise right now? Did it what before Joe Lucas sold it? It was the same way? No, it don't have the same value anymore. It went through a lot of friction, and they didn't take no break on that one. They kept going with it.
No, they say make a pretty dollar.
So what do you think Akira Toriyama had to go with his own franchise?
With that said, ladies and gentlemen, understand out there in this world, there is no integrity. There's no integrity.
So if you are a up-and-coming creator, you got a script, you got a TV show, you got an idea or something, an original, and you want to put it out there, well, you need investors.
Prepare to become a streetwalker. Oh my God! Literally,
So, in a way, like I said, I cannot hate on Tyler Perry. He was about to go through that same treatment like everyone else was going. And he saw the writing on the wall. So all the
Oh yeah, he saw the writing on the wall. All right, he the one that painted it. Attack on Titans, only with giant babies and chopping little.
Eric, you are 50 part of this channel for real, for real.
Oh,
Because here's the thing. I'm glad I watched anime over these many years because they're not like cartoons. I also noticed they are not immune to what American industry come to TV and media go through. Because when you talk about how certain shows get canned after one season, it was a great show. Or after 2 or 3 seasons, or you don't feel like they don't think there's no audience, there was really an audience that they don't want to keep running because they're not able to change it how they want to. None of these shows in America that were doing well in the first season could have gone to the second season, or because they exactly felt like they weren't feeling it. You're not the viewer. It got put out there. People were loving it. Perfect example: Thundercat. The last adaptation of Thundercat. Huge audience, huge, a lot of views. All of a sudden, season one, there will be no more season two. That's the end of it. In less than 3 or 4 months, you got Thundercat Ho, a screwed up version of Steven, whatever you want to call that stupid anime or cartoon they had on Cartoon Network. It was worse than Teen Titan Go. And that franchise got way more than Diddy. That was a Diddy buffet they did on the Thundercat. So this is exactly what I'm talking about. You got people taking people created idea and sabotaging it on public cause just because they can't create their goddamn self. All you could have done is okay, great, great idea. You invest the money. Let's see how to run it. If the viewers goes up and people love it, you give me money to produce more. Continue going. You didn't actually get your dirty hand out and start grabbing you by the ball. And go, oh, I got an idea. Let's try this. No, we don't want your idea. You do that to Star Wars. All friction, no break, and see what it look like. A piece of trash right now. We were going back and forth in debate. I think the best you gotta do, put on a hiatus, wait 12 years, and we do it all over again from start to finish. And I think I was wrong for saying that. So Wally, let me trace that now. If someone will take over the Akira Toriyama franchise, if we take the time, we do the whole thing from start to finish, a new production studio, before you have better quality, or it's canon.
as far as for Dragon Ball,
Yeah.
start over what?
Since this got Diddy a couple of times over, and Dragon Ball Daima is the proof that there was a lot of stuff that have not been flushed out properly. Should we continue on in the direction it's going to? Or you feel like they can take another hiatus and we do everything from scratch?
Well, first things first, Eric. No, I'm not staring at a bottomless pit. I'm staring at the screen where I'm also like multitasking by watching the rest of the episodes periodically amongst listening to this, while also commentating here and there. But with that said, no. There is no return here. There is no return. We already had Dragon Ball GT, aka another side piece project, exclusionary from the main project.
Side piece. Wow.
Okay, Dragon Ball Heroes is already another one, exclusionary from the main project. Well, what are we redoing here?
So Dragon Ball GT the side piece. What is Dragon Ball Hero?
Another side piece. What else were we talking about? Is a side piece to the side piece to the side piece without any other side piece in the middle.
God damn.
Well,
And
last time I checked, you got two freaking humans going into a game and then acting like Saiyans when they're not Saiyans. So, Yeah, miss me. It's like you know what I think about Dragon Ball Heroes? I think about Dragon Ball Heroes as a fun play project of imaginary dreams of what ifs. That's what it is. It's a what if series.
Oh wow.
Imaginary. It's a beautiful dream that will never happen because it's not that much of a beautiful dream at all.
Wow.
AKA have fun in La La Land, motherfuckers, because you ain't gonna never get it.
And this is why I had an issue about the people of Bo when they are sitting on a massive gold mine. And because of their ego, they shit on it.
Hey, look, Super Saiyan Heroes is literally a fantasy land of mixed proportions of what ifs. The what if of Gohan being Super Saiyan 4, the what if of Broly Super Saiyan 4, the what if of multiple different adaptations that we'll never get.
True.
And why?
Take that.
Politics. Beautiful.
All
politics.
friction, no brakes. Imagine Didi wore that t-shirt where he having his freak off.
You know what? I'm not even gonna go there with you right now, Matt. That if he actually had a shirt that said that, diabolical as hell. Oh no!
I know I'm ruthless.
Oh, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. Ladies and gentlemen, don't you dare coin that shirt. Don't you dare, because that has to be comedy.
If you coin that shirt, I need royalties.
You heard it from here first.
I'm telling that right now. If I found my quote on a t-shirt, you're making money. I deserve royalties. You're not gonna take my idea from this show and make a million and not pay me a piece for that.
That man said, "Did y'all cast my brakes?" If he had that, I mean, I ain't gonna lie. With the amount of quote unquote sex parties he had, he definitely is all gas, no brakes, or in this case, all friction.
Friction, no brakes. Whew. That's a merch right there. You better not corn it. If you corn it, you better pay me. But that's what
That's sick. That's some sick stuff right there.
So that's the episode guide here. Episode 1, Goku. One mind they go to use the Earth Dragon Ball to turn Goku and his friend into children and kidnap them. A clue from Dragon Ball GT when Goku was turned into a kid before on him. Episode 2, the hero began the journey into the demon realm to find a Dragon Ball. He said it, not me.
What did I say? Look here, sir. You can keep saying it was stupid all you want. Last time I checked, your argument was it was just horrible. You have no explanation. You have no breakdown. You have nothing. Your point is invalid. Thank you very much. Now, please shut the fuck up and exit left.
Ooh. Oh.
And no, I didn't even need to press the button for you to say that.
I'm talking, so shut the F up. Episode 3, the team encountered new challenges in the demon realm facing unfamiliar talent. Here's the thing, the first 3 episodes when I watched it, I was trying to make sense of everything. First episode, we were taking a hint from Dragon Ball GT. So this is between Dragon Ball Z and Super. GT is a one-off storyline or timeline, aka side chick, but yet you're taking an idea from that franchise and put on this. I would start to question it more. Okay. 2, they were beginning a journey into the demon realm. The demon realm, nobody knew about the demon realm throughout all the entire franchise to Dragon Ball Heroes. And you told me there was another side chick to another side chick. So where did what storyline or based on the timeline the demon realm fit in? Because to find out, the Northern Supreme Kai came from the Dragon World, from the Demon Realm, as well as the Net King, aka Piccolo and his people, came from the Demon Realm as well. So, when you gonna let us know about that? Episode 3, they came down a new challenges in Demon. The Demon Realm is not the same as the Earth Realm, scientifically speaking. Air density, air quality, time zone, it's not the thing. But too many people don't pay attention to that, but I digress because they're not educated enough or understanding science. Episode number 4, a material character provide cryptic information about the Demon Realm Dragon Ball. Cryptic. Very interesting. Yeah, they got a bodyguard. Every Dragon Ball got a bodyguard, but an Earth Dragon Ball doesn't have no bodyguard. You can pick it up and do whatever you want with it. Stolen property.
Hey, you know why I don't got a bodyguard? Because people need to understand the free. Well, look, from the Namekian standpoint, you have to speak Namekian language. How much people know how to speak that? 2, at least for the Earth Dragon Ball, you just have to have the secret password.
Oh yeah, that's so yeah, I forgot. Earth Dragon Ball had a password that been hacked too many times. Yeah, thank you. The Namekian Dragon Ball have a proper security firewall, but like, you try to hack and get your ass whooped. So the Earth Dragon Ball do represent all the people who got their Facebook hacked or their Instagram hacked.
In this case, technically, yeah.
So that was kind of like crazy. Like I'm telling you guys, don't take my word for it. It's annoying. Episode 5, the group assists a local village, learning more about the realm dynamic. How many episodes did they do the breakdown of the realm dynamic? How much out of it?
I don't think so.
One,
They only talk about
like 2 or 3 episodes, and now that but it was not enough to explain it properly.
Give or take, yeah.
A storm test team resilient and unity. Episode 7, the ancient artifact reveals secret about Goma plan. The way they did the ancient artifact, I didn't like how they did it. I digress. Episode 8, Vegeta faced off against Atagami and Affordable Forward. Number 9, the team confront bandits who had a stolen control map. I think we might do all the episode at more detailed spending on this show so we can go in. Number 10, a general course and vastly introduce new allies and dangers. Number 11, Legend of the Demon Realm path to provide insight into the current event. Well, Vegeta battle with Tagami testified underwater, challenging his comeback adaptability. 13, an unexpected betrayal shake the team trust. 14, devolve into the forbidden era, your hidden truth. Whoa, Willie. Okay. Now, let's see.
What son is he talking about?
Imagine a DB Dragon Ball, but imagine a DB Dragon Ball Z Demon Realm had a conduit into that's 2 different realms. You should go to that Demon Realm is no okay, there's a classism come to these anime realms. Your Shikidoji Demon Realm is a no joke demon realm compared to the Dragon Ball Z. It's not the same. Not even the 7 Deadly Sin Demon Realm can be compared with the Dragon Ball Demon was like a child play. 7 Deadly Sin Demon Realm was ridiculous. So I don't know about that part. We have this here. Dragon Ball was supposed to end early because it was a remake of The Journey of the West. Popularity kept it going almost as long as Kamen Rider. Wally, what do you say about this?
Well, Kamen Rider was only 1 season, which I didn't even know that it even came out when it did, which is some bull crap.
One season or multiple seasons?
1 season as far as America wise.
You know how many seasons of Kamen Rider that's out there?
Yeah, but in here, over here, as seen in here, seen here.
The U.S. Oh, okay.
Exactly. Thank you. I know there's multiple Kamen Riders. I know that for sure. I've seen other ones for sure. But as far as here wise, yeah, lived as just as long as it was here. But
So,
because when he said, think about it, you got to think about if the popularity was kept it going almost as long as Kamen Rider. I mean, think about it. Kamen Rider is on the tier level of Power Rangers in a sense, but just without all the other variations. But nonetheless, yeah, I mean, he's not lying. I mean, yeah, Dragon Ball was supposed to end early. Again, we wasn't supposed to see the Cell Saga.
in technical terms, right?
Well, okay, so Secret, thank you for putting that in there. Granted, yes, it should have been longer because the popularity was going to keep it up longer for sure. But yeah, you're right. It was originally supposed to end to a certain point.
So in other words, I'm going to stick in my creator, which is a solid point. Dragon Ball put a day at Dragon Ball. There's not going to be no Dragon Ball Z.
No, they're supposed to be Dragon Ball Z, but it wasn't supposed to go as far as it did.
Yeah, but it's almost like a parody of Johnny of the West.
Well, remember, Vegeta wasn't supposed to live longer than he did either. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't supposed to go that long.
So you got a point on that one. You got a point.
So that's what I'm saying. Like from that idea, yeah, it was supposed to go to Dragon Ball Z, but it wasn't supposed to go at the extended of the route that it did.
Well, the thing is, you not had this argument offline. There was a lot of changes that would be made on the Dragon Ball franchise over the period of time based on the ordering feedback. You're totally correct. But Vegeta was not put to live long. He ended up living longer than what expected.
And thank goodness he did.
Yamcha was not supposed to lose his girl, but he ended up losing it anyway.
We all know that was gonna happen. Let's just be real. Cause like, see, let's get one thing clear. Like my good old co-host up here would say, right? Let's be real. Bulma is an aggressive woman, and Yamcha was just a puny son of a bitch that just wasn't doing nothing for her. At the end of the damn day, Vegeta just went right in there, slide right in, and just took that. And it was just an easy thing. It was
he came in like an original Pookie, if not the girl from the.
Again, he is Prince Vegeta. There ain't no Pookie around here. You gotta stop disrespecting the damn title, goddammit.
And we know in our community, Pookie's not people girls. And make them their own. And when they make them their own, they never come back.
I'm gonna say it again, you stop disrespecting the title.
That being said,
you will stop disrespecting the title.
That being said, Boomer never came back to Yamcha. Yamcha was a loser for the rest of his life. He got sunned the ultimate way. Literally. Vegeta said, you go watch me steal your girl and pop out kid out of her. What he did.
Pretty much.
And not only did it in the most vicious fashion.
I mean, let's just be real.
Yamcha
was a lover. Vegeta was an aggressive dick.
And not only that, what make it so bad about the franchise, at the beginning of the Dragon Ball franchise, Yamcha's stock was like this high. Until Vegeta came in and said, nigga, please, I'm taking your girl, I'm taking your father. It went downhill. The worst way possible. It was so bad that even the creator make it look like Yamcha trying to make a comeback. Like, there's no comeback.
Yeah. His comeback was, let's go into this freaking training room. Let's test the gravity. And then, oh my God. I quit. My pussy hurts.
So they made Yamcha the weakest individual ever. I thought it would be Krillin. Krillin is stronger than Yamcha by far.
Well, of course. I mean, they made Krillin like a bitch too, but at least he has his.
No, they made Krillin like the. I hate to say this. The official saying, you know, he's not a saying, just like somebody in wrestling. You're probably the one.
He's over here trying to give Sami Zayn privileges. Get out of here! You ain't getting no Sami Zayn privileges around here.
Oh, he did, but you know why? Just like Goku, just like Vegeta, they got bossy ass women. What is his wife like? Yeah, cat got your tongue.
Wait, huh? I'm reading
Vegeta-
something else. I'm reading what
Vegeta and Goku wife are bossy as hell, are they not?
we all know that to be true. What we
So
talking
what make them any different from Krillin? What kind of wife did he has?
a non-wifey. Let's get one. Hey, let's get one thing clear.
He is
Krillin
bossy
can do
as
the
hell.
simplest shit. She be wild by Krillin like it ain't nothing. Let's get real about that.
Krillin was the official saying, you know, he wasn't the same. Just like Sami Zayn was the official for the Uso, he's part of the one, but he's not a, you know what? He's not a real bloodline. Okay?
Well, let's get one thing clear. Let's get one thing clear. AT may have came aggressive towards the start, but let's be honest, she was a sweetheart in more cases than not. If anyone that's going to be an honorary quote unquote saying is that crazy flip egotistical female towards the early ends of Dragon Ball, that was the one that was probably going to be an honorary because she was flipping back and forth between identities like a crack pipe on cycles.
But guess what though? When Krillin snatched her, she was running the show. She was like, nah, the fee is 20 million. You don't give me 20 million.
Let's get one thing clear. Krillin White
he was
she was on the sidelines.
And he was like, Krillin, shut up. Yes, homie.
I'm gonna
Goku
say it
went to
again,
the-
ladies and
Goku
gentlemen.
went to
Let's
the same
remind
thing.
y'all. Let me remind y'all. This is the same dude that gets his girl wowed by him on the most simplest shit. This woman is fantasizing about him more than anything else. Vegeta will later become a god, and Goku becomes power a king. I think. Huh?
He must have been typing too fast because he would pitch with you. I don't remember that would have been the case. So you gotta clean that one up. But like I said,
Vegeta will later become a
the way the storyline in Dragon Ball is very controversial in multiple ways. Someone character, you made this character who had a huge stock at one point, then you brought him down like you let this man came and stole his girl, never got it back, came and tried to get it back. He said, yo, you will watch me pop out kid through this one. And you ain't gonna say shit.
Well, wait a minute. Pause real quick. Ayo, Seeking my creator. What do you mean by Vegeta being an eternal number 2?
What?
Yeah, he is Eternal number 2. I show you to the Goku Eternal number 1.
All right, look here. Let's slow this down. By proxy of the TV show, yeah, he's technically internal number 2. But let's be real about one thing here. There's been multiple times Vegeta's actually better than Goku. It's been proven. I've seen it. And
there's multiple times Vegeta confessed that Goku over.
Yes, of course. And who wrote it? Who wrote it? Who the frick wrote it? Let's be honest. In freaking the Saiyan Saga, who's supposed to win that fight? Vegeta, let's get out of here. Fuck out of here. No. Don't you dare do that dumb shit. Who is clearly the better fighter? Overall, the only difference with Vegeta is why he always keep losing is because he keeps wasting up energy. Let's get real about that shit.
But while we son him several times over the years, Vegeta, you're a very smart fighter, but somehow you run out of energy too quick and too easy.
Yes, because he's an
Goku.
egotistical son of a bitch. What more do you want? But let's get real. Vegeta is way more strong, way more better. He's not.
Yeah, but-
Hey, look here. For an egotistical son of a bitch, at least he's not flexing to go Super Saiyan 3 like Goku always does, even though he can't freaking fully master it. That's one. 2, at least, and let's be honest, he had a better chance with Lord Beerus at Super Saiyan 2 with a nice little boost than Goku did. Think
Okay.
that. Miss me. You even had you had the unlivable world. You was in another plane of another world, and you had Super Saiyan 3 at full max, and you didn't have no strains, and yet you still couldn't do nothing. Make it make sense. Oh, okay. Ooh. Let's keep on going this way. You end up fusing Kaioken with Super Saiyan Blue, but you can't go to Super Saiyan Blue 2. Oh, okay, right. Miss me.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is the president of the Vegeta fan club. He loves fireballs. If you talk about Vegeta, you get his wrath. Only I can handle it.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, when there's facts, do not ignore the signs. There's facts. Vegeta is honorary. Truly honorary. King of all saints. Know that for sure. Know that for sure. Now, granted, power. Again, if he ends up losing power, if he ends up wasting power like a doofus, again, Goku has fair game. But within a fair fight and with all his smarts, let's get one thing clear. Vegeta's way more better. And I'll even go another point. Once again, Goku is honorary, the most trained student that doesn't finish any teachings. Ever.
So you're saying he's a dropout?
Basically. Hey, look, go back and go look at the anime. Go look at the manga. They literally said Vegeta completed the training of, I forgot, the alien race that Goku went to go travel towards before he came back to Earth. He completed the training. Goku didn't complete shit. He just learned
right,
instincts and called it there. Miss me.
You're right. You didn't complete the whole entire training from start to finish. Goku just dropped out on a lot of training. So Goku is a high school dropout. This one thing though, anything about the Dragon Ball franchise, it get hostile. It get hot up in here. It does. It really does. And when we get a chance to do each and every episode breakdown, I'm sure episode 18 will piss them the hell off. Because if they Goku tap into the new power reminiscent of the Super Saiyan 4, which okay.
Power 10x.
Down DQ, you added water to the fire. We'll get Wally worked up. But really, the rest of the episode, God, everything, each one was controversial in a very underhand way because one, every episode of the Dragon Ball Daima was cramped information that was not properly flushed out.
So I'm gonna
You
just
were saying a while ago, it's funny how one people was able to flush out that story properly in detail. But Dragon Ball had to squeeze everything in a packet because they got castrated. By we're getting castrated, the executive of Toei Animation was going no friction, with all friction, no breaks. See, what about how One Piece had a path to flush out everything, but Dragon Ball had to be the anime version of Casey. Take all the beat down, take all the abuse, do what told to do. And if I'm correct, hold up. When they broke out One Piece over here compared to the Japanese version, did they have to re-edit a lot of stuff on One Piece? Or is it the same? Oh, well, somebody coming after you now. Why are you high? You didn't know where. Oh,
So I'm gonna say this one more time. Last time I checked, did I not said Vegeta went to Super Saiyan Blue 2 and Goku just did what? Part 1.5?
oh shit.
Oh, he had to force his way to Ultra Instincts. He didn't really work his way there. Don't even know how to even get there. Okay.
And he did say
Right.
that because
So I'm supposed to take that, and then that's the respect I'm supposed to take.
and twice,
Out
hit a joke, hit a joke. Toward the end of Dragon Ball Super, he said he doesn't know how to tap into Ultra Instinct, which is the same thing he said toward the end of Dragon Ball Daima. He don't know how to tap into Super Saiyan Level 4. So it's almost like saying he went through things or take shortcut, or I don't think take shortcut, they break into things. Not fully learning it, but don't know how to get back into it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the point I'm talking about. Okay, let's see this. I think Wally has a crush on Vegeta. Right, just like how you have a crush on a crack method soldiers on site. Miss me. Oh, again and again. Who had reached instincts? That's right, not Vegeta. Who said instincts was for Vegeta? How about that part? Miss me.
Oh.
Vegeta was never the smartest one.
Oh.
Right. And Goku is
boy.
when he had brain damage at an early age. Get that shit twisted. If he was that good and he's not, he reached Super Saiyan 1, level 1 first. But he did it. Yeah, it's called because Vegeta never trained to get there in the first place to even master it to get that high. So guess what? But let's say this right now, right? If there was no Dragon Balls and there was no way for Goku to come back, and he never got the technique of the Kaioken, how would Goku get there? How would Goku get there? And let's get one thing clear. If you also understand the power scales of Dragon Ball, technically he wasn't supposed to beat Frieza because 9 times out of 10, by the time Frieza would have raised up, because what was his form at that point? What was the form at that point? Oh, right, he was 100% Frieza. Well, but you only took a couple of training. By the time you get reborn back, and then magically you're able to get to a god tier level, aka called Golden Frieza. So technically, you could have been that long time ago if you trained a long time ago. So arrogantly enough, you would have never fucking became Super Saiyan anyways. You would have been bodied and fucking butt raped. Fuck out my face with that garbage.
Whew. That's the president of the Vegeta fan club.
It's not even just the Vegeta fan club. It is Get It Right fan club. Because anybody knows, if you look at it logically, Vegeta would have wiped the fucking floor with freaking Goku. Literally. Let's be honest. And you said that Vegeta's not smart? Last time I checked, when two of these guys go into 8 form, who's the idiot being taken over? All right. What does Vegeta always say? I can never be taken over by the primal mind of an ape. What does Goku always say? Oh, boom, 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 boom. As smart as Gohan is, boom, 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 boom.
About to jump in.
Get the fuck out of here. No, this guy, he wants to come in and argue Dragon Ball, but he can't argue Dragon Ball.
Oh, argue? You said Vegeta.
Argue, debate, it don't matter. You can't argue Dragon Ball.
You're
You
on
can't.
drugs, buddy.
Yes, because I can't argue it.
You can't argue it.
I have.
Wait,
What defense you have? What defense you have? I already counter after everything.
Let's see. Oh, I got a lot. Let's say Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3. God mode, it's Ultra Instinct. He hasn't even reached.
All right, pause right there. You said God mode. Last time I checked, Goku had to do what? He had to do a ritual. What did Vegeta have to do? Train there. Oh, wow.
You're no bullshit.
But it is well proven Vegeta trained to get to that level.
Wally. Let's be honest. You have a thing for him. You want to sleep with Vegeta.
See, this is what I'm talking about right here. Don't have no logic of understanding nothing. Why you
You've
can't
reached
argue.
your limit on talking. Shut the fuck up.
Apparently, you have reached your limits on talking. So please
You
do shut
have
the
no
fuck up.
argument statement there, Wally.
Again, you have no fucking clarity.
I
Again,
do.
no, you do not. Vegeta didn't have to do a ritual to go Super Saiyan God. Who did?
Okay.
Goku did. Thank you.
Okay. So why hasn't he Ultra Instinct first then? If he's so fucking good,
Again, who said Ultra Instinct is for Vegeta?
that is the ultimate level. If you're gonna beat anybody, Ultra Instinct can beat anybody. I don't care what form you're in. Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 25. Ultra Instinct is the maximum level we know right now. There is no more higher level than that.
But here the controversy. I posted in our Discord
Lord have mercy.
to go public that Tyro said, and they will piss Wally off even further. He said that Goku at Master Ultra Instinct and Vegeta at Master Ego and Beast Gohan plus Super Saiyan Legendary Mode Broly and on Piccolo are all somewhat at the same level. And
that's another piece of garbage.
And Wally went ballistic. He was like,
because it's not that you can't prove that. It's janky ass power leveling. Fuck no. I'm not giving Gohan, let alone not Piccolo. Broly, that's a different case because Broly has a whole different case. But
give him
even
that.
then, no.
And I give you
Goku
that.
has the rage in him. That's why he can trigger that. That's you have to keep that in
Goku
mind.
has no talent. Goku has a freaking wish from his daddy. That's all he has. That's all he has. That is the bare minimum. The freaking wish from his daddy to keep on thriving. If that wish was taken out, would he keep on thriving? The same nigga that got bodied by his brother? Man, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here. We all know Broly should have won. That's common sense.
I'll give him a little credit on that. Yeah, Broly should have won. But here's my argument statement with your theory, because it's only a theory.
Fury.
You say, David, you're saying Vegeta's better?
Let me be technical. What he pointed out there is a very logical argument. Vegeta, even 1 point, I hate to say this, Vegeta found out and figured out how Gen was so powerful at the point that Whis came down and congratulated him, calling Goku a musclehead. Because Vegeta figured out how Gen was able to be that powerful throughout the tournament of power. He figured it out. It took him a while to comprehend it. It was with also Son for that one. It took you that long to figure that out. But Vegeta is smarter than Goku. I had to give him that. But there's a lot of things that Goku did not comprehend that Vegeta comprehended.
Well, in a way, he is. You really think about it, David, because he's banging Bulma, who's the most richest woman in the world. He did a Pookie, a Triple H move. So, yeah, I can. And Yamsai, it became a China and left in the dust.
Oh shit! I didn't see that one coming. Oh shit!
Y'all should didn't even gain a China.
Wow.
You label Yamcha China? Oh, wow.
That was real words.
Wow.
Not really a great comparison, but okay.
But let's be real here. Vegeta have fighting instinct because he was trained at the world after. Goku was trained by his grandpa, but he wasn't put out in the open. Vegeta was put out in the open.
I'll give you that, yes.
Vegeta fought many battles. He was, when we talk about battle tactics between Goku and Vegeta, hand down is Vegeta. He has to put in a lot of situations that it will make you want to think things through. Then, according to my creator,
Who cares about the rating part? I don't give a rat's ass about the rating part. Any control. Look, does Goku got better energy control?
Oh,
yes, he
boy.
does. That is very proven. I've said that times and time
boy.
again. Why so? Because he only has
Oh,
one
boy.
energy technique. The other energy technique, he literally has to collect, and while not being touched.
So is it safe to say you call Goku LeBron and Vegeta?
Well, technically,
Kobe?
Goku does have a lot more techniques in his arsenal, but he goes after the Kamikaze wave is his most go-to move.
No, he does. That was
He has
funny
a
about
lot
it.
of-
Goku had,
He has,
Goku
even
has
the
so many technique and talent that he can utilize. at
he
his
even
disposal.
he can even summon the destructor disc multiple times, but
and he can clone,
chooses not to.
and he can clone himself as well.
He goes after the he does have a lot more in the arsenal, like Vegeta does. I'm not just move by move. Yeah, they probably are kind of equal on that, but with power level, Goku has him wiped with his fucking dirty toilet paper on his ass.
Let's just say Goku had a dirty bag of tricks that he don't let people know all the time.
Exactly.
No,
Look with the KO can when he used it with what was it red Super Saiyan red, blue, whatever it was.
I will say Goku is a better version of John Cena. How about that?
Yeah, later on, again, guys, correct me if I'm wrong here. I was trying to say I was tapping too fast, and my disability kicked in. Vegeta became god. He replaces Beerus, and then Goku becomes.
There's a particular storyline that people was leaking out that Vegeta put to replace Beerus.
We lost David.
Well, we gotta wait for this one. All right, so seeking my creator. In the original Dragon Ball, Goku trained against the whole Red Ribbon Army, and he fought against all the best fighters on Earth and won when he was weaker than Vegeta. And yes, and everyone from the Red Ribbon Army barely had powers. The only one that had powers were Tien, Piccolo. Are we seriously kidding here?
Oh, the Red Ribbon was a joke. Anybody could, even you with chopsticks, could win that. What?
This is why I'm saying that's not even an argument, but okay.
I agree. For once, we're on the same page. That wasn't shouldn't even be in a debate. The discussion shouldn't even come up. The Red Ribbon was the biggest joke. But again, when the series came out with Dragon Ball, it made sense back. It was a kids show at first. Let's be honest here. Can we both agree on that?
We all know what it was. I mean, I'm not bothered by that. But
No,
the
no,
fact that you
no.
use it as an argument, that's why I'm like, what are we talking about here? Okay, I'm guessing he's on the sidebar because he can't pull himself up.
Yeah, I got him. I'm taking a control.
Hey
All right, we'll
guys,
switch me out.
they would have a backup just in case something like that happen because that main PC it did that to the point where I didn't like it.
Can you slide over this one and put me on that side so I can just so I don't have to be thank you.
My bad.
But so let me just say this straight. There was so much that was stolen or taken off from Akira Toriyama bulletin board that was being leaked out, whereby Vegeta was technically supposed to be replaced Beerus. That was number one. That was the thing. The problem is, they didn't let Akira Toriyama flush out the idea properly the same way the creator of One Piece was able to flush out his idea for his franchise and go over 1,000 episodes long, which was ridiculous. So that being said, we were cheated out of Akira Toriyama's creativity. We could have saw something great, but for some reason, the higher up were feeling for the One Piece because One Piece was being not only flushed out properly. One Piece was a phenomenon. There was a time they had a subway train in Japan painted completely for One Piece promotion at a time.
So Dave, I'm
I'm
gonna
sure.
cut you off for a second here. That is my issue right now with any series, Avengers, Star Wars, Dragon Ball, One Piece. They see another series that's doing very well. They say, "Oh my god, we gotta fucking catch up, dude! You just push, produce," and they don't fucking care. They're just pushing things out. DC is a great example. They were so nervous they like left in the dust because of Marvel, the MCU, and they pushed all this garbage out for years, and one after one flunked. And Dragon Ball did the exact same fucking thing. One Piece blew them out. Okay, yeah, but you're two different franchises. One is a karate base, I guess you want to call it, and the other one is pirate base. Has nothing to do with fucking each other, you dumb motherfuckers. Okay, now I'm good. You can talk.
And that is needed because when I was talking to a while before we got online, there was a lot of bullshit that I heard over the years. There were a few content creators who would go to Japan and go to the conference. They would interview Akira Toriyama. They would find out how not only they were doing him dirty, they were forcing him to go on hiatus while they were working. I don't know what year was it. They said it themselves. Oh, there will be no content right now. We will be pushing more One Piece content. With I was finally like, wait a minute, they don't go content right now? Until they found out, source was saying that Akira Toriyama was being held down. They didn't want him to put out more content because they were focused on putting more content of One Piece. I'm like, what do you mean by that?
And that's the problem when you're working on multiple series. Are they two
No,
different
but
companies?
but
I'm
but
not
here,
sure.
here, here was real dirty about it. Not only they forced Akira Toriyama to put a hold on his franchise, they took some of his team members from the Dragon Ball Z franchise to continue to help produce more One Piece anime. That was going on as well. So imagine Akira was told to put a hold on your work and assist One Piece, and you take some of your team members who were working with your production to go and assist One Piece, while your franchise is put on hold on an unnecessary vacation break, which it wasn't needed, but you're being told to help produce more One Piece episodes. That was the gist of it, though. That was going on. Wally, you can go to the next slide. I know I can't control it from here. That was going on, and even when I heard it, that more than a decade ago, more than a decade when I heard that, I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. So you're telling me Dragon Ball is not that important, but you can hold on it so long, and you put out games, dude. No matter game they put out in Japan for the Dragon Ball franchise, they were making their money. But at the same token, they didn't let those games come into the US. They were ball busters, big time. They were doing heavy ball busting on Dragon Ball Z franchise. That's why I question the direction of how these big production companies that own these massive IP in Japan doing what they're doing. It's already that Wally was pissed off that it was 20 episodes, but there was so much jam-packed information that wasn't even properly flushed out. It was like, what's all this? I might have to do a show and start dissecting every episode and start calling out the bullshit. Because they were the origin about how the Eastern Kai came to be. They were part of the demon realm, but the way it was flushed out, it was just like a quick summary. It would make no sense. Same with the Namekian. So how the different Namekian Dragon Ball, different variation from the original one, from old Nami, to Dende, to the guy from Namek, then the Dragon God who had the Super Dragon mod, the Super Dragon, then this one here, never. Will Purunga. What's up? Until they found out they all came from the same realm. Did that they escaped or they migrated, so to speak. I knew they gonna be a very interesting because I know Wally when he started to find out more, he gonna lose it, and he was losing it. You're like, yeah, what with all this? And you realize both One Piece and Dragon Ball is under the same company, but the executive was ball busting this guy. Correctly, one of ball busting. They were Diddy him, all friction, no breaks. You forced the guy to take a break and support the One Piece team multiple times. There were YouTubers out there who were speaking on this a decade ago, saying how Toei Animation doing this.
They're idiots.
And when Dragon Ball Super came out, it was a hit. No, you can't tell me nobody was loving it. When Dragon Ball Super came out, it was a massive hit, was it not? And there was still gonna be another season. All of a sudden, no, there'll be no more season right now. You take a break. Okay, let me ask you a question. Did One Piece take a break that long?
You know what I think is funny, David? Because I want to prove Wally wrong so bad right now.
Uh-oh.
So how can you explain Goku has 21 forms and Vegeta only has 8?
Oh. Oh boy. It's about to go down.
21 forms. Name all 21.
Oh boy.
Let me see here.
Mm.
Where is it? I just had it.
And do not repeat multiple Kaiokens.
No. That doesn't count. Kaioken has
Oh, I was about to say, because boy,
Kaioken
21 forms, Lord have mercy.
is actually a technique. It doesn't specify on the website I found, but it does specify what's called Vegetas. Vegeta has Super Saiyan 1, Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan 4. That is not a real Super Saiyan, in my opinion. Super Saiyan God, Blue, Super Saiyan second grade, and alter ego. Alter ego. That's a form.
Yeah, that form.
Again,
Alter
we don't
ego.
need master instincts.
Yeah.
Alter
It's not
ego.
been
Alter
shown
ego
on the
is
TV show
the
yet.
skills that were taught him by Beerus. Beerus is the destroyer, but Ultra Instinct was taught by the
Oh no, I'm
angel.
not disagreeing that one bit. I'm not arguing that. But
8 forms.
they're saying here Goku has 21 forms. I don't know how he has 21 forms.
Count it up. Let's clear it all out.
No,
Goku-
they're not listening.
No.
That's what I'm saying to you.
But Goku had many teachers. Remember that Goku had many teachers, and according to Wally, he's a dropout.
Lord have mercy.
went to-
How
He went to many.
I think we're also okay. Yes, Vegeta was trained to be a warrior. End of the day, let's be straight up here, guys. Let's call a say to say a duck. If it quacks like a duck, it walks like a duck. It probably looks a duck like Wally. So I'm not gonna argue that.
you're funny,
So-
but no.
Hang on, Wally. I know I'm just picking on you, but he's all in love. You know that, end of the day. We might argue about this, but we're brothers in the day. Can we agree on that, Lise?
Yes, with my foot shining up your bunghole.
I told you, Wally
So,
is the president
whatever
of the
website
Vegeta
you're
fan
looking
club.
at, they're lying. Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is.
So hang on, hear me out a second, Wally. He's been trained to be a warrior, Vegeta. I give him that. I'm not gonna argue that part. But Goku has better instincts in fighting. He's a natural fighter. He had multiple teachers. Vegeta, there's no proven studies that, or not proven. I'm sorry. Any proven documentation out there that he had more teachers at 4, 5, 6, whatever. His anger is his weakness. That's the thing. You understand? When he loses control, he loses control. He doesn't give a shit. Remember what happened at the end of Z? He almost sacrificed his own family to get to the next level.
Sacrifice his family amongst.
Almost, I said.
Well, you said sacrifice his family. So what are you talking about?
Towards the end, what was that? Manjibu? No, was it Manjibu? Yeah.
So you mean he sacrificed his life? You mean?
Wait, before that, if you remember, he even says he doesn't care what happens to his son or daughter. I mean, daughter or wife. He was at time. Later on, yes,
he doesn't care. It's meaning at that point in time, this is Vegeta ushering out his feelings by saying, I didn't care for a life of family. I didn't care for a life of having Bulma, having my son, having anything of that nature. I wanted to be the best. I wanted to be the strongest. I wanted to be the strongest Saiyan. But ultimately, all in all, that was his previous ideology, not his current.
In other words,
I'm not arguing.
You're the one saying he sacrificed his family.
He would have. He would have at that time.
But
them.
But when Wally said that, it proved a point that he did that to bust one Yamcha Ball. So I can snatch your girls, I can get through her, and you ain't
I got China
about it.
But again, you cannot take Goku out of the equation. There's no way, blow to blow, Goku is gonna whip his ass, and he has multiple times.
That been given. And when Vegeta got pissed off that Goku did not show him a Super Level 3 when he had it under his arsenal until after he went to hell and you found out about it, you're like, you went to what? Are you gonna have done that with
That's
me?
the point. Every time Vegeta thinks
he's... though. I'm not even worried about that. That was prerequisite, obvious list of all that put together. Ergo, which is why he still had the halo on his head. But my thing is, that's not even the point I'm talking about. Okay, congratulations. Yes, Goku has figured it out. But guess what? Let's understand one thing. If Goku and Vegeta are in the same freaking plane, who would have got the Super Saiyan 3 first? Almost neither one of them. Guess what? Goku was... No, he wouldn't. Yeah, he had to get it through where? He had to get through another plane of another life. He couldn't reach it by himself on that.
Wait.
Hold on.
Hang on. Let me get the floor for a second, David. Every time you push Goku too far, he gets to the next level. Example, Super Saiyan 1. He got pissed off because you went after his fucking family and friends. And when he gets to that level, you piss him up to the point, he transforms every single time.
Right. That's amongst anybody else.
Fuck that, dude. Vegeta never has fucking transformed again. He loses his temper. He throws
one time for Bulma.
Yeah, but he throws a fucking fit like a child.
So let's look at this, right? Super Saiyan 1, definitely, yes. He threw his fit in the child when he was in space. That is very much proven. That is for sure. But in the long scheme of things, if you told me today, if you look at it from a bird's eye view, you told me, let's look at that formation when he actually achieved it then. And what he did. You could say he looked like a child, but what was his thought process in the midst of all of that put together? Again, let's be honest. Let's get one thing clear.
The only thing
everything about Super Saiyan form is always mixed with what? Emotion. Yeah. Period. Point blank.
Not gonna argue that part.
So my point is okay. So again,
but again,
it doesn't matter how you get there. Emotion is always the key requisite. But again, yes, you can sit here and say. Again, you can sit here and say Goku. Yes, he got there because his family was in danger. Gohan the same way. His family was in danger.
Question is
either which way.
Who was the source of Vegeta emotions? Goku.
Goku.
He was pissed off that Goku was surpassing him, so he kind of like, and
yeah, but in most cases, his real source is his pride. What are you talking about? I mean, we can always say it's Goku, but it's really his pride.
It's pride and Goku, but why it functioned in half.
His temper. He was being held back because he couldn't control his temper. When Goku does have a temper. Let's be straight here, guys. But he knows how to control it. That's the difference. And I'll give you this one better for you, Wally. Gohan got to first, what's called Super Saiyan half the time.
Oh, he did half the time. He was a baby and got into it, but kind of like.
I rest my case.
And wait, say that again.
Gohan was a baby, and he showed signs of Super Saiyan too quick, too soon.
He showed the signs of a Super Saiyan, or he showed a sign of him being a decently like he's can progress. Let's get that clear.
He became a Super Saiyan in his when he was a kid, I think, or teenager.
No. He was a teen, he was a young teen kid, but he wasn't. Yeah. But that's one thing.
But how old was Vegeta before he turned Super Saiyan?
Your point?
My point. He did it half times.
I'm gonna say it again. Gohan is what? A half breed. It's easier for him to get Super Saiyan, just like Trunks and just like Goten.
Shit. Now you're talking out your ass on that.
Now it's bullshit. Last time I checked, Trunk half human, half Saiyan. Goten half human, half Saiyan. Gohan is what? Half human, half Saiyan. Mix me with the garbage.
No way.
Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, he's telling the truth because you know what? When Trunk went to the thing in front of Vegeta lost
again. If you don't freaking watch it, just please tell me so.
You like, hold up. He's like, hold up.
I didn't say I
let me break it down. When Vegeta saw his son Trunk, little Trunk, got into Super Saiyan, he lost his marble. He was like, wait. You got a Super Saiyan? It took me who know how much before he get into it and his rival. Well, you got it done? And he asked the question, hold up. Is Goku's son also Super? He said, he too. And he said, have the Super Saiyan level requirement have become so cheapened? Meaning because him and Goku were struggling to get into that. But these are kids. Without all the stress they went through to get there, without all the gravity training they went through, they just snapped into it. Even Gohan was like, hold on. You Super Saiyan already? He said, this is not the first time. I did it with Mom, and Mom went bonkers. She said, oh my God, I'm just like my dad.
Yeah, they call them the little monsters.
And that's the thing. So Vegeta had an issue because, they were half Saiyan, they half human. So the requirement to enter Super Saiyan became easy on them compared to full-blooded Saiyan. And they were able to tap into it easy. That's what the issue.
How the fuck they give this Ninja Dre? Oh, this is so true.
So believe me, I know we passed the hour right now. There's a heated. I knew they were.
We always pass the hours, but real quick. So this is the standby formation. I don't know what website you get into, but until you tell me all those other forms that they gave Goku on that one, that is not pure point. So this is based upon so far amongst Dragon Ball Z and forward. Well, pretty much Dragon Ball Z, but you can just forward to the other forms anyway, so it don't matter. So base form, Kaioken, grade 8, Super Saiyan grade 2. They gave him grade 3, which I don't know where that actually is acknowledged, but okay, don't care. Full power Super Saiyan, which honestly isn't really a form, it's just really just Super Saiyan. It's just you being able to stay in it periodically whenever you want to. So whatever. Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3. Okay, right, that's 9. Then you, of course, you add God form, you add God Red, God Blue, Kaioken, and then of course you add Ultra Instincts. So that's 12.
So the one I'm seeing here says Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan 2, False Super Saiyan. I never heard that as being a form.
False Super Saiyan is pretty much in the throwback movies where he looked like he was going to a Super Saiyan, but reality wasn't.
Yeah,
Green
I,
8.
So AKA that was movie terms. Grade 8 is just
form.
grade 8.
8 form is another one. Super Saiyan Blue, Kaiju. I'm not familiar with that, I'll be honest with you guys. Super Saiyan Blue, Kinchu times 20. Again, I'm not familiar with that one either. Super Saiyan, we know that. Super Saiyan
Kinchu is
4.
basically Kaioken. That's what they're pretty much aiming for.
Okay, again, I'm not going to argue. I don't know.
But that's what we were talking about.
Let me finish the here, David. Super Saiyan 3, Super Saiyan God. We knew that. Kaioken. I'm taking that out of the equation. Kaioken is a form, it's a technique, not a form. I apologize on that one.
I wouldn't consider it a technique. I would actually consider it is a form.
Form?
Even though it doesn't change the color, but I still say it's a form. Because remember, your fluctuating body, just like the Super Saiyan form is fluctuating body, so it don't matter. It's still
okay. I'll give you that one.
I'm gonna give it to Goku on that. I'm not gonna take that away from him.
Yeah, Master UI, Master Instinct, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. They have it here twice, so I don't know why they have it twice.
It's probably the multipliers, but I'm not adding the multipliers.
Here's the problem.
Yeah, I got 3 more, David. Give me 1 second to finish it. Goku Ultimate Instinct, Sing Omega. Again, I'm not familiar with that one either.
And that's why I'm like, okay, yeah. See, they're probably neither. That's already like mega terms or manga terms or whatever. But yeah,
I'm not. Again, you guys are.
No, it's like I said. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm questioning what exactly are they touching upon?
Yeah.
Because
full power Super Saiyan 4.
Well, technically that's not canon, so that don't count.
How? All right, I'm not even going to use that one personally, but
and this is why I'm trying to point out because
let me got 2 more, David. Let me get to the last 2, and you can say what do you want. Okay. Super Saiyan Blue, Kaioken times 10, and Ultra Instinct. Go ahead, Dave.
Here's the thing. Well, you mentioned these forms. Some of the form is dated based on the GT, because on Super Saiyan level you got Super Saiyan 4, then you got Master Super Saiyan 4, then you got Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4, which is almost 3 or 4 mode in there and that kind of thing. But the problem is this: all this was done deliberately to shit on the creativity of Akira Toriyama. But yet, the guy who created One Piece would allow full and free reign to flush out his story. And 1,100 episodes later, and he's still going strong. And he's healthy, mind you. He's not stressed the F out like Akira Toriyama had to go through, or be forced to work on somebody else's project.
And that's the thing, dude. And that's one, like I said earlier, One Piece is a pirate thing. Dragon Ball is a martial art thing. Who gives a shit what the fuck they're doing each other? They're not dealing each other.
And the funny thing about it, why you force him and a team to drop their work to go and assist on One Piece creation? They did that. It's documented.
With that said, okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
All right. Well, this is the one part I'm gonna add because so as far as Vegeta's form, base form, grade 8, Super Saiyan. Now the only difference is when they say that Goku is what? Super Saiyan, like full power Super Saiyan. I mean, technically that's pretty much the same thing for Vegeta because he can stay in that form as well. I don't know why they don't count it, but whatever. Super Saiyan 2, grade 2. Let me first say that grade 2, aka Super Vegeta. Now, it's also well noted when they were training in the hyperbolic time chamber, technically, Trunks got to Super Saiyan grade 3, which we all seen against Cell. But the funny thing is, a lot of people don't know this, or it hasn't been noted or shown because it hasn't been shown in the series. Freaking Vegeta could go to Super Saiyan Grade 3, or what they also call in a different tangent name, Ultra Super Saiyan. But he realized the drawback, so he never touched the form, and he stayed in Grade 2 only to balance that out, which he has, and etc. etc. Or in this case, you could pretty much say the Grade 3 version was what we saw with Beerus when he did that, but with just a little more spiky hair complexion. That's on one terrain.
But to sum it all up, look what's going on right now. Akira Toriyama is no longer with us now. So the franchise now be on the hand of Tyro Toro. And he's under the same company that producing One Piece that be going on to this very day.
And I will be saying good day and goodbye for all you guys that are Dragon Ball. You better hop off the ship because you already know it's about to be fucked over. Okay. And then the last form on that note, well, the other form after Grade 2 was Super Saiyan 2, of course. And then, of course, Majin Vegeta, which is pretty much a grade version of Super Saiyan 2, but just with implications.
But would you count the last one?
What, the Majin form?
Yes.
Yeah, because he actually did it. The only difference is why you can't, I would say, in fairness, you can't count it because it's a form that he can't touch again. But other than that, you can technically count it because he did have that form. But in granted, I would honestly take it off the table because he can't touch it again. So, for fairness, I'll take it off the table.
But in this discussion, we now realize we're revisiting the same scenario that happened to the Star Wars franchise is now happening to the Dragon Ball franchise.
David, all the franchises are in risk right now because they just care about, you know what I'm going to say?
Money.
But
it's funny how the other franchise not going through what this franchise going through.
Which one?
And One Piece. One Piece not going through all this.
Again, One Piece it's a different franchise too. You're talking about martial arts versus pirates.
I know.
Well, it doesn't really matter if it's a different franchise. It's still depending on who you're working with, and who you're working with. There is favoritism there.
Yeah, that is true.
And that is the other factor too. Is that a lot of factors that we don't know behind the scenes what's going on.
And it got so much to the point they even allow him to do produce a live action version of his own franchise with his own Netflix.
It was stupid. I think.
Well, which
honestly, this is why I sit here and say this. And technically, now I have a reason why I never watched One Piece because that fuck shit right there. You want to be picking sides.
I get into it. I just couldn't get into it personally. To be honest, I'm not saying that's serious.
But somehow it was done better. It was done a little bit better. But think about it. It was done a little bit better than the live version action of the Dragon Ball with pure shit. So think about that. The level of favoritism they give to One Piece and its franchise, they let it go to Netflix. They let it get more money and better production compared to the live action version of Dragon Ball, who were full of shit. So you can tell, while it's correct, there's a level of favoritism that was totally uncalled for. So it's safe to say Akira Toriyama was done Diddy Japanese style. All friction, no breaks.
Well, let's get one thing clear, right?
Yeah.
There's a level of why Dragon Ball failed. It's just the design overlook of it overall. And then in comparison to One Piece is very simple. Let's just be real about that. It's very simple. It's very freaking simple. Dragon Ball, on the other hand, is very complex because of hairstyle. Let's get real about that.
Let me ask this question. Do you really think it failed, Wally?
Dragon Ball?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
No, I'm asking a serious question. Do you really think it failed?
The guy that literally played Goku said it failed. He knew it failed.
Wow.
He said it himself. He was ashamed. He felt ashamed for failing it. He said that himself. Now, granted, do I believe it failed just by my eyes? Honestly, yes. But at the same time, if I go back and watch it right now, right? What is the contrary to where I would sit here and say, in some fairness, would I give it to where it's sort of not failed? I think King Piccolo is decently made. But again, it's because he's a basic formality, so he don't really need him to be, that graphic. But he was really done made. He was really done well. Chi-Chi was done well to the degree. I think if you compared her from the movie and even then from the TV series, she was actually in the same her same wear that she was in combat with. So that's one thing. I think honestly, but like I said, it's just very much so very heavy. Personally, I never, and I mean never, thought there would ever be a live action Dragon Ball just because of just the imagery and look and style of it.
Bingo.
To the point that it's just not that. Like, granted, don't get me wrong, right? Like, we already know, like, everything ain't gonna be picture perfect. That just honestly, but don't get me wrong, Piccolo, like King Piccolo, was done well. As for an alien, he was done well as an Namek. But when you see other adaptations like showing Frieza and everything else and all this other thing, it's one of those things that you would look at and you'd be like, okay, yeah. But there's just certain things with
You know
that
what?
project. I'll have to
things I
look
wanna
back
say.
at it and then question it over.
Two
Yeah,
things I want
but
to say, and we're gonna get going
and
soon,
I
guys.
would say this: if you want to, ladies and gentlemen, don't do it to yourself. But if you want to do this, look for the live action version of Dragon Ball, and put it side by side to the live action version of One Piece. You'll find out which one had better production done, better fun invested
Hey, again,
compared to the
David,
other one.
let me take the floor for a second. So one, I don't personally think Dragon Ball failed for one reason. You can speak to a lot of people who are not into anime, and the first thing they're gonna say to you, they know about Dragon Ball, they know about Dragon Ball Z. Super, they may not know about. But the Z series, a lot of people who are not into anime know about it. So that's why I don't think it failed as most people think it did. Now, with the movie, that was a fucking hot mess. But what
But that's what I'm talking about. I was talking about the movie. I wasn't talking about the TV series, the movie.
Oh, I thought you were talking about a series. I'm sorry. I
No.
apologize. I
Hell
apologize.
no.
Hold on. Yeah.
No.
No. Here's where my pushback on that is a little. Is not against that. Is yes, it's failed, but there are actually some good fan made movie trailers on YouTube that did a better job than that movie did.
It's called when you don't have someone writing on your coattails, fucking up the scenes.
AKA Toei Animation.
All right, guys, let's finish up and go get out of here.
Now this is my final thought. But after you go into the whole thing, I know I knew this episode.
Dave, you don't want
would
to finish
be-
the slides first?
Okay, I'll finish. The
We're just gonna really just show these off. I really was gonna keep this up.
No, because we were going into the deep issue with going the franchise. Because even though we got this information, but we realized was much more than what it is. All this information was not properly flushed out where it should have been flushed out. We were given a condensed sardine can full of all fiction, no break from the DD clan, from the Japan side of things. But yet, you didn't do that to One Piece, but you did that to Dragon Ball. Why? And whenever Akira Toriyama need more help or no fun to do what he need to do, let me think about it. But right now, we're working on One Piece. And you take his team member to go and join One Piece production team and continue to work on their stuff. So what Akira went through was similar to what George Lucas went through. What George Lucas sold is Akira did not. Maybe while it's correct, maybe Akira should have just sold it and just walk away from it.
No. I never said sold it. I said took it and walk away and take it home. No.
Okay.
Sell what? Fuck
Okay.
that shit. I ain't selling shit. I'm gonna tank that and it's gonna go to the grave with me. Freak that. I ain't selling shit.
He had a bad idea because he didn't. I think Wally would agree for me. That'd be the second time he would agree with me. He wouldn't pull a George Lucas on this shit because when George Lucas was Disney, well, we know what happened, guys. Do I need to say more? I think Wally would agree on that one.
And even Bossman said he could never get into One Piece.
Same here. I tried watching it multiple times. I couldn't get into it. Same thing as Titans Fallen. I got into it to a certain point and I just I lost interest after that.
I was able to get in,
But you know what's crazy? The One Piece fan base will be like, wait, what? You can't get into One Piece? Are you insane? I'm like, there's just something there. Now, granted, again, I only watched one episode, I think, give or take, but ultimately, all in all, there was never nothing that contingent me to say, go watch One Piece. There was nothing about it that says, go watch
I think Naruto is better than One Piece, personally. Personal opinion. Don't shoot me.
I ain't trying to shoot you. I let the fan base shoot you, not me. Well, that's what the point I'm trying to point out. I get what One Piece really all about, but what I was so amazed, They allow the creator to flush his idea as he sees fit, without no rush, without no pressure. And look how many episodes afterward. 1,100 plus? Really?
I think it should be I think it's over 1,000 at this point, isn't it?
Yeah.
Over 1,100 episodes.
Fuck that.
And guess what? If they haven't reached its peak yet, they're getting into. And here's the joke though. Netflix trying to buy everything. They got every single movie of One Piece in its catalog on Netflix, and trying to get every single episode. Just that is so much to put there. That's ridiculous. But Akira and its franchise were done Diddy style, Japanese style. No lubricant, no baby oil.
Just
Now
with
we
a
know,
nice sharp blade right up the tortoise, sliding.
and no sake, no sake, no nothing to make you not feel the pain. So it's all friction, no brakes. That's what it is. If anybody make a T-shirt of that, I'm telling you, I'm suing your ass. You will give me royalties.
What was it? What is it, David?
All friction, no brakes. Don't even try, Peter. Don't even try to sell much on that one.
Oh my God!
Oh, I'm definitely copyrighting that one.
Hey, get a funny thing. Before you came on the show out there, imagine Peter with that T-shirt doing his freak off. That would be scary as hell.
Oh no, I'm already designing our shirts we're gonna be having soon.
For the DD case?
No. Everybody's gonna have their own special shirt, which is it's we have our logo on the back and our names right here.
I know.
I have yours as David, aka Baby Groot.
I'm too big for Baby Groot.
I don't
See,
care.
I'm gonna have to change my name. He's about to steal my property.
I already
Mine
have it
is-
written down.
Mine is Bear Paw.
I'm about to build me a new one.
Because remember, ladies and gentlemen,
Dalos click
you see that logo right there? That is me, Bear Paw. I'm a big dude. I'm not small.
All right,
not a baby.
David.
On that
All
note,
right.
ladies and gentlemen, this is a very interesting argument. Please
Wally,
put
do you
your
have any thoughts?
Oh yes. Updates shows. Let's get to it. So tomorrow we have, which is technically the last Spartan Arena show on Thursdays, which is the battle with yourself, overcoming personal struggles and growing stronger. After that, on the Saturday show, we have the Avengers versus the Justice League, the ultimate superhero showdown. Who got the juice? Who got Jin? Who's whooping that ass?
I've been wanting to do this show for a very, very long time.
Look, I'm going to say this right now. As far as understanding, ladies and gentlemen, he said Justice League versus Avengers. Understand, when we talk about from the starting lineup, just know this. Justice League is raping that ass. I'm just telling you right now. Justice League is raping that ass.
if you think it's that bad here in this show, it will be worse over there on Saturday.
Oh, we're gonna be arguing, Wally.
Again, Justice League is raping that ass.
You up.
Justice League is raping that ass. The only other person that has a fair shot beating up Superman is technically freaking Thor because of magic purposes. Other than that, let's be real. Most of y'all getting raped.
On that note,
Y'all more likely so getting raped.
all friction, no brakes.
Most likely.
Except,
Yeah, I forgot. For fair notion. Yes, Hulk is the only savior of that y'all even have. Oh wait, I forgot. Superwoman will combat that too. Thank you. We'll have a decent. There's a balance there. There is a balance there. Thank you and thank you.
Except if they find kryptonite. And
No. We ain't doing all that. See that's pre-prepping. That's pre-prepping. That's pre-prepping. Notice I never said nothing about Batman. That's pre-prepping right there. No. Thank you, boss man. He's even going with the Justice League.
Boss man, fuck off, scrawny little fucker.
All right. Thank you. Again, like I said, we got two people. The only chance y'all have with freaking Superman is Thor because of quote unquote magic purposes. But let's be honest, by the time that hammer's out of his freaking hand, he's nothing but a simple guy with a motherfucking getting bitch slapped like he always does with Hulk.
Whoa. Time out. Let's hold it for Saturday, the argument. Let's hold it. Like, and to Boss Man, I was kidding. I love you, brother. You know I'm just joking with you.
Now,
Boss
granted,
Man,
look, in fairness,
Bring
I'll
the
also
heat
go with
on Saturday.
Look, I'll even go with this
Saturday.
fair notion, right? If you talk about Mjolnir, then I'll give him the option of that at that point, because then at that
Didn't
point,
I
he's
say
not too much.
pause?
And I'm just saying ahead of time. If we go to that route,
Here we go again. You've reached your limit on talking. Shut the fuck up.
Wally, this is your final warning. If you say anything else about the show for Saturday, I'm muting your ass.
This is why it calls Spartan Arena.
That's the hangout we're talking about this.
yeah, but this is the Spartan Arena, aka the show for Spartans.
Yeah.
The Arena of
Actually,
Spartan.
actually, Spartan HQ Network, we're called.
Okay.
Yes, and in the HQ, Spartans shall fight. With
There
that
you
said,
go.
ladies and gentlemen, next week's Wednesday, because the Sunday show is not up yet, we'll be talking about Space Cruiser Blue Noah, aka a different name, Thunder Subs. Yeah, throwback classic of anime, or in this case, probably cartoon, one or the other.
And it had a major influence of Battleship Yamato, which is very ironic. I was like, what? So, like, you did Oh.
He said he gave no love to Thor. He gave him no chance.
Ladies and gentlemen, for Saturday's show,
He gave him no
Saturday,
chance. Gosh.
get your popcorn ready, get your drink
He
ready.
gave him no chance. Oh
It
my
will be a
Wait. I have a message to Boss Man. Boss Man, you're gonna dust off the microphone. You're coming, or you're gonna start a little earlier. You come back tour,
Oh,
and you're
shit.
gonna be on this show. I will drive to your house and put my 8.5 foot up your goddamn little scrawny bony ass.
8.5, and I'm a size 13. How am I Baby Groot?
I'm right. I'm gonna answer that question after the show ends.
Well, look.
I don't get
So,
striked.
for my final words of today's show is this, and I say this with all loving care. Look, let's be real here. I'm gonna go left. I'm gonna go left again. Well, actually,
Lord.
I'm going right. I'm going right, actually, but it's
Pause.
really left. But look. In all jokes aside, look. If Superman had any more balls than he did and go straight up like mother freaking a certain someone in the DC universe, he's gonna be bitch slapping Hulk too, and he's gonna make him quiver like a little bitch like Thanos did. Yeah, I went there.
Did you mute him, David? Because I didn't.
No, I muted myself. I already know you was coming.
No, I was not going to mute you,
And
actually.
this is why we call it Spartan HQ's Network. We go in for the juggler. And the bad guy, and you think I'm the bad guy? Look at these two right. No, look at these two right here.
So, next week, we have Paul, my man, and Coach Ferg starting their show on Thursday. Please support them. Tune in. They're going to have a interesting one. The first one's going to be an hour. They're going to play with it, maybe a little more, maybe less. That's it. I'm going to say just tune in and buckle up for a ride because I think it's going to be a kick-ass show. Except that it will be a gray area on Sunday. I just got to find the topic. I can't remember where it is. Actually, hang on. I think I have it here. Give me a second, guys.
And while he's looking for that, once again, we are looking for a female co-host to join us on the Anime Unlock.
And just to give clarity, ladies, no, I will not be going rage kill over this most of the times. This will be pleasant. As long as you argue fair, and I mean fair, yes.
And
So we will be talking about this week. Take care of your parents who don't care about you.
ooh, I'm not sure enough on
Sunday.
that.
Run that back one more time. You said take care of your parents that don't care about you.
Yes.
I'm not touching that.
Well, luckily enough, I did take care of a parent that do care about me.
I'm
A
not touching
sibling,
that.
that's a whole nother negotiation, but okay.
I'm not touching that subject. You're not having
Yeah.
me.
All right. Except that I'm still gonna say Goku's better than Vegeta. I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. And we actually need to do a show on a Wednesday. Vegeta versus Goku. Yeah, we're doing it. I made an executive decision. Wally, David, you guys anything else before I close this out?
Ladies and gentlemen, this guy says, let's provoke war by bringing a conversation of Goku versus Vegeta. Ladies, all you have to do is just come back to this video and see the magnitude of shit that I tossed around this bitch left and right. Literally. Because I'm telling you right now.
I wonder who he's talking to like that. Because I know he's not talking
I'm
to
not
me.
talking to you.
Me?
This not, ladies and gentlemen, take my word for it. That show, Goku versus Vegeta, will be nothing more than all friction, no break. It will be nothing but chaos.
No. Forget that. It's gonna be nothing but punches, and bunches. Because everyone's gonna get knocked the fuck down. I'm gonna say it again.
We might have to get a fourth person on this show.
I'm telling you right now.
This is why
It's
I
very
say
common.
we need a lady host for the anime show. At least one. It would be great to have two because it will balance out all the masculine energy
Huh.
in this arena.
I
Let's
think
be real. At this
I
point, we
think-
have no choice but to get some balance because last time I checked, every single time you're looking for the juggler, it's like, okay, you want to go for the juggler? Let's go for the juggler. Because at this point,
so.
I ain't gonna
When we do the Vegeta versus Goku, Bossman will join us. I will speak to his wife. Don't worry, I'll handle that part for him. I'm gonna recruit him for a day. Yeah, I'll be in Maryland, in a couple weeks. I mean, in a month. So I'll speak to her. Don't worry, Bossman. I got you, brother.
Well, one of our many supporters has a show topic they would love for you to talk about on the gray area.
Talk about gambling on the gray
Gambling
area.
versus international gambling, aka gambling culture.
Ooh, I am not one of
Mariana,
these
do me a favor, text me that, please, because I'm old. I don't remember.
I do not want to get in that argument.
Yeah, let me screenshot this real quick. I'll just take
U.S.
that.
gambling culture versus international gambling culture.
All right, guys, let's close out because it's getting late. We have to work next day. I know I do.
I know, and this,
All right.
forgive us for taking it too long because we have too much.
No, I don't
No,
know.
let's be real.
Nope.
We was gonna
I'm-
be long because I was gonna make sure I read this long.
I'm probably to the audience because there's too much male ego coming up in all three directions.
Bro, I know it was from me, of course. All right. Except that, Wally, last thing before we go. Seriously.
No. Yeah, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoy the show. Literally, I hope you enjoy the show because it was a mouthful.
David?
But yeah, come back and drop your comments because I'm waiting for y'all. I'm so waiting for y'all. I'll be there.
David, about you.
All friction, no breaks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as always, we'll be back tomorrow at 9:30 with my Spartan Arena. As always, this was Wally. This is Baby Groot. I am Ghost of Sparta.
Bear
aka
paw.
Shut the
You are
fuck up
correct.
over there. As always, stay fresh, stay safe. See you guys tomorrow.